with all
Oh,
this
fuck.
Yeah, that's another thing, yeah. Could be just fucking overheating and dying.
yeah,
Okay, tell me if I'm
over.
live. Shit, I wonder if that is it, because it's doing a whole lot of shit.
Every desktop icon has its own GL context.
Are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're probably right.
Steve Jobs said it was the future.
I'm gonna seriously, I'm gonna fucking kill someone.
Everything's a PDF in Mac OS.
Oh, fucking god. Never a fucking snark, come on you guys.
I hate everything. Alright, let me make sure we're live, and then we will find out, like, who to direct this anger at.
I mean, more and more people are just coming straight to the Hangouts.
Oh my god,
Every
dude.
single time you dropped, we like double in the numbers.
So, yeah, black screen of death, again. Yeah, if you join the Hangouts, then even if I die, it's still going. Okay, like, let's figure out what the fuck is happening here. So we can complain to Apple. Okay, alright, how did you say I can view that log?
Applications, utilities, console.app.
Watch it be like libgyro or something. But that would still be a fucking Mac error. There's nothing I should be able to do.
Let's put
My little brother did that. Okay, where is it?
Right there, console next to ColorSync.
Oh, console. I have a terminal open.
No,
Oh, console.
Yeah, it's a different console.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Have you never seen this before?
No, dude, I don't want to know about this shit on a Mac.
You can go to System Reports in the side, I think. That's where it should be.
Alright, what do I do?
Now, scroll in that left-hand kernel panic 2018 trashcan.panic.
That sounds...
Kernel underscore, yeah.
Oh,
Apple
dude.
USB audio.
Is it this fucking headset? Well, it's not this headset, because, well, this headset doesn't have custom drivers, so it's their fucking driver with this headset. Oh, that explains a lot why I've never seen this before, yeah? It's headset. What a piece of shit.
Wait, is your headset literally fucking crashing the entire trash can?
Yeah, well, their drivers, like, sucking dick at it. It's probably a combination of the headset and this multi-audio output shit we're doing. Yes.
Oh my fucking god.
Holy shit, Falco, there's so many icons that they have, like, the shadows have shadows. Like, the shadows are accumulating.
Yeah, I know.
Look in the top right.
Oh, I know. Okay, alright. Alright, you wanna know how you fix this? This is what I do. This is how you fix this. You go to desktop, you go to file, new folder.
Yep.
Oh shit, he's using Patrick's strategy.
You were saying that I was saying. What exactly people do that?
You're all great. This is live.
Did that say 684? What?
Problem fixed, boys.
That's beautiful.
Good to go. Dude, I swear to God, it's like running better. Dude, I swear to God, it's running better. So I've been optimizing, so it's good. I've been optimizing ES, like, with all those icons, so actually my GL shit must be pristine. Because it...
You're fucking shitting me. Those literally the fucking icons.
I told you, those drop shadows need a graphics context. They're probably rendered every frame.
That was fucking insane, dude.
And it's probably
That's insane. That's
rendering
fucking
everything,
insane.
every frame, not just the shadow.
Yeah,
Every pixel.
probably.
All the fancy effects has got going on.
I mean, every pixel that wouldn't be a problem, but because then, yeah, if they would try to resolve all of the transparency.
No, dude, look it up. Look up. I didn't believe this. Look up Mac desktop, too many icons slowing down. This is a well-known thing that to optimize your Mac performance, reduce the number of icons on your fucking desktop.
Yeah.
That's how, like, big of a deal this is, apparently.
That's why you
Wow,
can't
I am astounded.
So, okay, you wanna know what's fucked up? how many like icons could that have been? Like really, let's see. Let's
684 it said.
Okay, 684 polygons, dude. The Dreamcast wouldn't even fucking blink. Like if like a particle emitter, that's nothing. You know what the fuck all are they doing with that? You know what I mean? Like 684 Oh, big fucking deal, dude. Dreamcast can do like 1.5 million. Fine, it's 60.
Drop shadows, they're expensive to calculate. At least if you're doing it.
And every window has a drop shadow too.
Why aren't they static?
600 alpha blended drop shadows on top of each other.
Why aren't they fucking static, dude? Like you re-render it when you rename the file or like the geometry changes. Why the fuck would they be dynamic?
I think because did you see how much it lagged when you deleted the files?
Because Steve Jobs just like it dynamic.
Like seriously, that's like incompetent. How fucking stupid that is.
I mean, he said to his programmers, no, it cannot be static. We're not going to be Windows. We're going to make it much more cooler. And I don't care slowing down the PC if there is many of them. Just put it not static. Do it dynamic.
Apple are actually using IM3 as a backend.
And then, like I said to them, oh, you know what? It's missing shadows. We need shadows in them. Because it's not slowing down the PC enough. So people will buy the new generation.
I mean, Jesus, yeah, because like 600 something polygons is not a big deal in a particle system.
No, it's nothing.
I mean, I know, but if you would have to resolve like a 600 something layers of transparency.
Okay, you know what's funny? If they had used like traditional shadow mapping or something, that'd be easy as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like if they use like real shadows, like real dynamic shadows and a real dynamic lighting engine, it's still cheaper than the way they're doing fucking shadows.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh, dude, 600, like, ES has, like, fucking like, a million fucking polygons all casting shadows from multiple light sources. That's nothing. Yeah, shadow mapping is cheap.
What they're essentially doing here is just copying the text or the window and just applying a black Gaussian blur to it.
It's because it's metal and not Vulcan.
So apparently the reason for the slowing of the performance is if you use the Quartz debug tool and you show of your Mac, every icon is treated as its own window.
Yes, that's what it's. So it's really not the technique or the algorithm they're doing. It's the fact that each one is like separate, has its own render context. You know, if they had like on like an internal buffer, if they had an internal buffer and they had like combined these into a frame buffer and were blurring them all together one scene, it would be so fucking like cheap as hell. It's because like the way they've done it is like this super object oriented like abstract thing where each one has its own like everything. You know what I mean? It's just a very inefficient way to have done that.
Dude, I was fucking joking
like,
about that. I can't believe
lazy as shit.
That is hilarious.
I mean, I was like, I was thinking something along these lines that they were like. Basically resolving all of that, because that's if you keep all of that, if you don't pull all of that, if you imagine you treat every single one of those operations separately, it fucking adds up, and it adds up fast. I mean, there is a reason why just like you can't really have too many transparent things.
Right. It's because so like in a particle engine, you're doing it intelligently, and they're all batched together. You're not sitting there changing you're not changing the rendering context. You're not changing textures. Yes, like
yeah, exactly. But imagine if like each of them has like their own rendering context, their own fucking shader, their own fucking copy of the shader, copy of the material. I mean that shit.
Right.
That shit can
and really, you want to know why we don't do that in game development? Because we're not fucking retarded. Like, that's about it. Like, because we're not idiots. Like, holy shit, man. You tell a game developer that? It's like, are you serious? Like, holy shit.
Okay, parallels. Why aren't you doing the thing?
Man, I just like I feel way more competent about myself. Like I've literally done.
Oh, dude,
and
yeah.
I feel way better about myself. It's amazing.
The more you know about software, the more like I used to be so like insecure about my abilities, but the more I know, I'm like, wow, I don't even think I'm that good, but like, holy fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
Some people.
Yeah.
Performance doesn't matter. Performance doesn't matter. Yeah. Yep. There's your proof. Performance literally does not matter. All these Java people, man. Performance doesn't matter, said no user ever.
Dude, the one thing that I'm fucking
Um,
proud about is that the fucking VR game that we're releasing right now, it runs at like fucking 600 FPS or some shit.
Nice.
Like it's really fucking smooth in VR. It makes me feel so good.
Shit.
Wait, is it, there is a trailer for it already?
Yeah, Shadow Uprising, dude, you can buy it on Steam. Oh shit, yeah, I could fucking pimp that.
You can show it if you want. All right, you've got the
Yeah,
screen.
Going out of a job.
Wait, Falco's fucking can... He doesn't have the fucking...
You have the screen, Patrick.
Yeah, but I can't... you won't gonna have the audio.
Oh,
Ah, fuck it.
that's on you.
Just send Falco the link.
Yeah. YouTube link would be better. Yeah, Shayla. Dude, the coolest shit was like we had like a professional guy do the fucking trailer, but everything in terms of gameplay is actually me recording that.
RTX on, dude. RTX would run better than what they're doing. I swear to God, if you ray trace those shadows, I promise you, that would run better than what Apple's doing.
Yeah, Falco, that's the trailer. Check it out. Wait, send
Okay.
it on the Hangouts chat.
All right.
Watching. I think I saw the game. Damn, it's look beautiful, like the cartoonish art style. Like it's like Thief kinda, like it's a assassination stealth game, right?
Yeah, it's basically it's a stealth ninja VR game where you when you can either just like hide from enemies and you can literally. So I've learned a lot about fucking level design from that.
Yeah.
And one of the key points, because you know it's not only a 3D game, it's a 3D game in fucking VR, which you would think it's not that much different from first person normal.
Yeah, I
game,
know.
but it fucking is.
feels-
Holy shit. So yeah, we learn a lot in terms of like design and stuff like that, and hookshot. So the cool thing in the Elysian Shadow, in the Shadows Uprising, you can literally climb on everything and hook to everything except like literally like the electric walls or something.
Nice.
But that was basically that ended up being such a fucking pain in the ass in terms of level design.
That's
that
what I thought.
when someone floated the idea of hookshot in Elysian Shadows, I was like, yeah, but we have fucking specific points, and
Yep.
there's no fucking way in
Yep.
hell that we can fucking just hook everything.
Yep,
If,
no,
if,
no.
If anyone ever fucking mentions that, oh, I could just like hook to every single cliff, no, I will fucking rip your testicles.
That's why Zelda hasn't done that, dude. Zelda would have been the first game if that were like a realistic.
Dude, I
thing.
thought, I was fucking retarded. I was fucking stupid. I thought it was technical limitation.
No, hell no. No.
It's a fucking design limitation.
Yeah, it's a design limitation.
I was such a fucking retard. I mean, we pulled it off, like it works, but Jesus fucking Christ, never again. It's kind of interesting because like you never realize when you start something in game development, if you really want to make something great, yeah, you never fucking realize how hard something is until you're so far ahead into doing that thing that you just cannot really give up on it. So you just finish it in pain, and you're like, oh my god, that's done. Thankfully, never again. And then hopefully everyone also thinks that it's amazing. And
For sure.
Everything is like in-house made.
yeah, it's basically we had like a lead programmer. I'm a technical artist / level designer.
It's made in Unity, right? This is Unity, right?
It's in Unity. Everything's in Unity.
You can say it's Unity somehow.
So, when you make a VR game, is this like you target one platform, or like does this run on PlayStation VR? You know what I mean? Like, what does your platform support look like? You know, what do people
target-
play?
I don't know
Target
PlayStation
OS
VR.
and then headset.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you-
worked,
Oh, okay, I have.
Oh.
worked on a couple of titles and
Oh shit,
like
you have respect.
no, like in Israel. So what you do is mainly you have one SDK that is good for Steam and Oculus.
The VR, right?
Like yeah, Steam VR, HTC, and Oculus. And then you have like Sony PlayStation, and Sony is fucked up because Sony let you have just like 180 degrees.
So is there not?
Wait, what? Can
Yeah.
you fucking repeat, because I think I just had a PTSD.
You have 180 degrees view, and you press a button to flip around to watch your back or something like that, if I remember correctly. That's a friend that made a game, Rocket and X, if you know it.
Oh fuck! It's So I guess our game is literally impossible for PSVR.
Wait,
I mean,
what?
that's just not gonna happen.
Wait,
Like,
what?
it's
Say that again.
literally fucking... So you don't have a full coverage. So in VR, you have always, at least on PC, because PC is not fucking retarded, you have full coverage, yeah? So like...
What do you mean coverage? What are we talking about? Coverage? Coverage of what?
So you have like the tracking, you know, you can turn around in, you have like this full 6 degrees of freedom, right?
Oh, okay,
So,
like you get an arbitrary view camera, okay?
Yeah, and you can also like hide controllers. Like there is no way, because you set up the sensors in such a way that there is literally no way for you to abstract both of them at the same time, unless you do something really retarded, like hiding your headset inside your pants or something like that, right? So it's basically, and the cool thing about it is that you can have either sitting experience, where you just like have your VR set up and you just sit on your chair. Or you can have the room scale, and in a sense it doesn't really fucking matter, because you can always do one way. Almost all of the games you can do it one way or the other. PSVR literally doesn't cover your back.
Weird.
Yeah, it's just cover your front, and that's why there's a button to switch to the back. So like you can do like 180 degree turn if you press a button.
That's
That's
weird.
Turn around. Yep.
Yeah, and again, in HTC and Oculus, even if you're not programming it to work on Oculus or HTC, it can still work on them. Not perfectly, but like can be optimized to one of them and still work in the other one too. Yeah.
Oh god, dude, I'm just fucking, I'm astounded at how horrible PSVR is. Oh fuck.
I mean, it's not that terrible. You need to remember they selling it at cheaper price point than HTC and Oculus.
At this point, you get like a fucking HTC for fucking what, 400 nowadays?
Yeah, now it's cheaper because they have the HTC Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
I think until we can play it on 4K each eye, and
reading text
244, and 244 hertz, it will not be playable, like really enjoyable.
Yeah,
on the headset.
one problem definitely still is resolution. Like we need way more pixels there.
Yeah,
And the second one is obviously field of view. Like you really feel like you have a Googles on your head.
I don't care about it right now. I do care about the refresh rate. Refresh rate and the pixel are the most annoying. And
refresh rate doesn't bite me because refresh rate, I think like 90 FPS is alright. But
no, it's at 75. It's 75 hertz. No, wait, it's 90.
Wait, is it 70? Dude, I'm pretty sure it has to be 90 hertz. Is it actually 75 hertz? Because if it's 75 hertz, then I probably need to go to optometrist, because my eyes are getting
No. HTC is 90. Yeah, it's 90, but the resolution is 2160 to 1200.
Wait, so Vive has 90 and what, Oculus has lower? Oculus has 75.
I'm searching. Maybe I was wrong. No,
it can't
Oculus...
be fucking 75.
Yeah, but the resolution is a bit... No, the same resolution in both of them.
Yeah, the resolutions are the same, and like... I have an earthquake right now.
Why did I thought it's 75 hertz?
Oh, shit.
I think it passed. Maybe I'm not going to die.
Dude, I heard that.
Yeah, there was a fucking entire building show. I had to hold my... Let me fucking show you. Is my webcam on? Yeah.
Never mind. It's something mobile. It's 75 hertz. Never mind.
I had to hold my monitors because it started shaking so violently they almost fell from the desk. I was like, wow, that was well. Jesus, this island tries to kill me.
Which country you're, Patrick?
Cyprus.
It's not a country, it's an island.
Yeah, it's an island. I mean, technically it's the Southern Republic of Cyprus.
You're in the north or in the south?
Yeah, the south, dude. Not
The
in
livable
the
place. The livable place.
Yeah, the one that doesn't try to
wait.
kill you. Oh wait,
Yeah. Oh no, I thought Falco dropped again, but it was someone else dropping.
Oh Jesus.
No.
Please, Falco, don't fucking be the like blue screen of death on that.
Nope.
But yeah, like it's when we're back to headsets, like it couldn't be below 75 because if your game dips below 90 FPS, you fucking notice it.
Yeah.
So like your headset at least needs to fucking keep up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that.
I don't know. I think it still need to be higher. The hertz, the rate, this refresh
It
rate.
could be. For me, as I said, like for me, refresh rate is fine. The biggest fucking pain in the ass is just the text is still not there, and the field of view, and then also sort of like a bit of the weight, because the way I'm thinking about it is that I would love to replace having all of those screens with a VR headset, and just have like this sort of like a pass-through, so it's like not really VR, like a AR type of deal. Just fucking screens everywhere, that'd be fucking amazing. That's what I want. But you need way better text resolution for that.
Yeah.
Like right now you need to have like a literally, wait, let me fucking screenshot again. But you have to have like a huge text for it to be readable, which is pain in the ass. But still, it's fucking amazing technology. Like it's the biggest problem with VR is that there is literally no way to tell someone how fucking cool VR is. They have to experience it.
Yeah. What is your marketing strategy? Because like selling a VR game is really hard now in Steam.
I know, right? I mean, that's a very good question. That I don't think I can answer online.
Are you like sucking someone off or like? I'm just kidding.
Oh no. That was
I'm totally just fucking with you.
No, it was essentially yeah. We have we had we have a publisher who takes care of that. So like the review sites and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's how it usually goes if you have a publisher. It's usually their job if they're a good one.
You got already paid for it, like invested and everything.
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay, so it's less risk. I thought you like indie developers.
Yeah, but I mean, the risk is that like if the investors decide to pull off, then the entire studio closes. So that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Dead Ninja wants to know where he can find the Discord link. Can that be posted in the?
Yeah, you can
the chat?
post it where? Because it kind of needs to be posted for
Hangouts
everyone.
chat.
Oh, yeah, I'll post it in Hangouts chat.
Post it in anywhere you can.
But someone's gonna have to fucking put it other places because they're not really able to see it unless they have to copy it in from the Hangouts chat, which sucks. What the fuck?
Let's see the reviews that you got. Okay, you got 3 reviews. All of them are positive. That's good. Well,
wait, we have actually fucking reviews on Steam?
Alright, guys.
Yeah, you have
Use this.
Oh,
fuck, you can't see shit. I'll leave this up for a minute so you guys can see that. If you can see that. Marcel's about to join, apparently. How's everything going? Is Kresna still here? Kresna, you got anything you can show?
I'm balls deep in OpenAL stuff right now, apparently.
Wait, what are you doing with OpenAL?
I've got linker errors.
Who are you?
PSP guy.
Oh, okay. Most likely, so you're not going to be using OpenAL on the PSP. Most likely, those linker errors are functions. You just need to make empty functions. Just make a PSP folder and then let me see. Initially, hold the fuck up. God damn, I can't see shit.
Check out what I did for the web, right? Look in source/web.
Did you get a chance to commit that, by the way?
No, I'm working off. Oh, you probably weren't asking me, were you?
Mine's in the web branch.
Oh wait, you're building OpenAL?
Yeah, they have an OpenAL version for
PSP?
PSP.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
me in the ass. Okay, well, never mind. Then, okay, so you should be able to you should be able to use the Gyro OpenAL source code for your audio. You shouldn't have to do audio separately then. So, okay,
Yeah.
those must be real problems.
Looking
Undefined reference. Okay, yeah, that's not even ES related. Gotcha, but that's nice. You'll get audio for free. Like on Dreamcast, for example, I have to basically emulate OpenAL. That's pretty fucking nice, actually.
Yeah, it's somewhere in here. But I just installed it, so...
That's nice. I like it.
Oh, Falco, there was one time too with the Mac that I pressed build and it didn't allow me to build and didn't explain why. And until I looked up the storage place and found out there is no storage and it didn't give an error, just like crushed it.
Wait, what are you talking about? Where was this? What? When were you building on Mac?
An app for iOS. And it's always like finished at like it showed like it just canceled it midway.
Yeah.
And gave like weird errors, and I like again internet didn't give the answer until I found out the storage is like full.
Wow, that is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. From then I understand that Windows give you a bit more oversee over the information that's running.
Damn nice. By the way, PSP guy, what's your name again? What should I call you?
Mike.
Mike. Does PSP have texture compression? Because that kind of shit we can add to, like, ES Toolkit and the tools, you know, for as part of, you know, like making some shit for PSP. Like ES Toolkit can, you know, optimize if you're using too much VRAM. Like Dreamcast, you know, that's planned to be handled partially by tools. I have like what's that?
I'd like to just get it running.
Yeah, you should be right about to get there, dude. You've got to be really fucking close. This shit happens pretty quickly, actually.
I've got so many object files already compiled as it is, and then for it to stop on the buzzer, of all things.
Are you shitting me? Oh yeah, that's the only time audio is used, and that's OpenAL.
Yeah.
Do you have any rendering done yet?
You already
compiled it earlier?
I've had a couple builds going. I've just been adding stuff to my sources as it goes. And I do have like a rough draft of rendering, but I haven't tested it yet.
What do you actually use to render on PSP? Is there some native shit on?
Yeah, there's a native low-level API.
Yeah, dude, you remember when I supported PSP forever ago?
Yeah, I remember when.
I don't remember anything from it, but yeah, there's it's like it's kind of close to Dreamcast. There's some
PSP and put it in your underwear.
Yeah, yes, there's some like it's pretty fucking low level though. Like you're you're at the middle.
There's a few APIs attempting to abstract it, but none of them are particularly good. But I think I'm gonna get a drink.
Cool.
Next
Dude, I'm just like I'm reading the reviews on Steam, and dude, holy shit, thank fucking god, there are like some things I'm reading. So we can pull off a lot of cool stuff in terms of storyline in ES. So one of the things that I was really the most fucking afraid. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be showing that. But essentially, one of the things that I was really most worried about for Shadows Uprising was like the storyline, because you know we didn't really want to show it into people's face, but also I wanted to add complexity to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank God fucking people get it. Like, Jesus, because it's like I was worried, like, would people like get into that and actually understand it and be like, okay, this is like worth in getting involved to, or they'll be like, oh, this is just some random bullshit. I don't give a shit. At least one person gives a shit. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that's why you try to make it like multi-layered, you know, so gameplay and all that shit stands on its own if they don't give a fuck about that, you know. So
just for this one, dude,
that's good, man.
Worth it. Ah, dude, thank God.
That's amazing review. I read it. One of them did complain about a couple of bugs. So
Yeah, and it's funny.
Now do some fucking levels on ES like that.
Yes, so here is interesting thing. The bugs they were complaining about were intended mechanics. We just didn't explain them well enough.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so that's failure on us, but in a different way. Yeah. So just something more about the fucking thing. But yeah, the level designs for ES are way easier than for this one because.
Even with all the fucking shit we have to do, and did you read when I said I'm adding the voxel shit eventually?
No, I'm not saying in terms of like in terms of like technically, yeah, it's challenging, but in terms of like it's not a consideration that if I'm gonna make a level, it's gonna be shit to play. It's not gonna negatively impact the gameplay, right?
Right, yeah, it shouldn't. I mean, yeah, you...
Yeah, like there should be essentially the entire role of levels for Elysian Shadows. Like, at least they have to look pretty, to be a background for the fight. And then on top of that, we have, like, the height, and then we can do some platforming. So we can only get better. But there is literally no way for me to fuck up the level design for Elysian Shadows. Like that's
you can make it boring as hell and not take advantage of like like you can platform and do things and make it non-interactable. But yeah, I mean the combat engine and the mechanics kind of stay on their own, right? Like yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. So there is like there is even if I do the worst fucking, I just got fucking message from my roommate that I'm screaming at 4 a.m.
Oh yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a fucking the disadvantage of living in a block. But yeah, so like the good thing is that it's not challenging for a level designer, as in like even if you do the shittiest job possible, you won't gonna negatively impact the game. It's just gonna be not as interesting as it could be. So it's like a waste potential, not really negative thing. For that Shadows Uprising, that was the entire thing. Like because
I see. That was your whole gameplay was.
So
I see.
If I made a shitty level,
I see what you're saying.
then
literally
it doesn't matter how good the gameplay is.
That's not quite how RPGs work. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why it was so fucking hard for me, because it was for the first time in my life I was working on a game that I can't really easily balance numerically. In that way, right? So it was like that's how it was challenging for me. That I had to like take into consideration not only skill level, but also literally a physical fitness of the person that's playing.
Fuck that. That's funny.
So yeah, that's fun. Which thankfully we don't have that headache with Elysian Shadows. Like imagine you're not fucking fit enough, you cannot defeat that boss.
That would be pretty funny.
That's nice.
Like fucking...
Dude, well, actually, we support the Wii scale in Leggero, so maybe you're too fat to even fight the boss.
Nice. Falco, so, do I have to define audio platform include if I'm doing OpenAL?
Just copy what it says in, basically you're going to copy what it's using in the Qt one, because it's using OpenAL. At the very bottom, it's Qt, and it should say something for OpenAL. For the audio platform.
Oh, well here's web uses it too. So I see it there.
Oh, shit.
And my other question was...
By the way, Romeo, I'll get your question in just a sec. I'm totally not ignoring you. What's that?
Yeah.
I gotta find the file first.
I gotta piss in a sec.
Libgyro, source, PSP, input PSP. Jai controller pull, does that get called every frame?
Yes. Yes, it should get called every frame by Elysian Shadows, Elysian VMU, yeah. Those poll functions are every frame. What?
This one?
Debbie's what?
Lifting.
Oh, that's funny.
Or?
That should fix my compilation errors, I hope.
Sweet. Dude, you see the Leggero Matrix API shit? Yeah, you gotta do that for the vector unit. That'd be fucking sweet.
It's gonna be fun. That's down the road, though.
That's
and
cool,
it didn't fix anything.
Well, let me see. Undefined reference to peak. See, that like, at least the top shit, that doesn't look like fucking, doesn't look like my code. That's in the actual OpenAL.
Yeah, this stuff is, I don't know.
All right, so what the fuck is my? Well, that's all in OpenAL. What? Okay, all right, okay. This shit is mine. Let's see.
I think all
Undefined
this is
reference to
just-
J audio stuff. Oh, you need to. Are you not building those files? You need to build. There's in source/OpenAL. There should be gyroal.c or some shit. Let's see. Go to source.
Gyro
Yeah, that needs to be built. So that has those symbols. You need to compile that. And you saw like in the same way that there's AL and all, oh yeah, you did. There's PSP. Yeah. So if it's something that's like a common tech, like OpenAL, OpenGL, there's not just like those don't get put into specific platforms. If it's common, it goes in the parent folder. So there's AL, GL, and then the other ones can pull it in. I'm gonna piss real quick.
AL slash. I just had this. Oh, AL slash audio AL.c.o. Okay. Start from the top.
So after the PSP, there is going to be a Wii or a 3DS support.
How about PS2 support?
I mean, it's possible. PS2 is stronger than Dreamcast in some ways. Like it's like 8 years later too.
Did he crash again?
Did we just lost Falco again?
No, I went to piss. No, I went to pee. I didn't leave. I had to pee.
Oh no, I was just like, I was getting worried because there
my
was
Mac's
a
piece of shit.
possibility of starting a holy word right now on the channel, so.
Oh.
I mean, it
Alright.
did clean his desk, but it shouldn't crash now.
Oh no, I said that like you said that what PlayStation 2 was better than Dreamcast?
Who the fuck said that? That's just
no.
factually. That is factually incorrect.
The algorithm is
It's
newer, so
scientifically
it's stronger
incorrect.
than Dreamcast.
Wait, what is?
That's what they said. The PS2 is like 10 years later.
No, it's not. It's 1 year later.
No, wait, what?
PS2? Dreamcast is 99. PS2 is 2000, 2001. That's not true. Dreamcast is more powerful than PS2 in several ways. They're pretty comparable.
Wait.
The PS2 has a way more the GPU and the Dreamcast can do shit that PS2 couldn't dream of doing.
Never mind. I thought that PS1 was against Dreamcast.
No, dude. Dreamcast was the generation of PS2, GameCube, and Xbox
Yeah.
original.
I see it now. Damn.
So the PS2 has a faster processor, more RAM, and its GPU is a piece of shit compared to Dreamcast, but it can do higher polygon. The Dreamcast has a much better GPU that can do a lot more shit. It has more video RAM, and it has a few things in hardware the PS2 can't do. So if you look at a Dreamcast that's on Dreamcast and PS2, it'll look way the fuck better on Dreamcast.
Yeah, I know.
But PS2 would have to have some of the No, it's because the video quality and texture memory in PS2 sucks ass. It can't. The textures specifically always look better on Dreamcast.
If anything, it makes you realize how fucking old we are.
Yeah, I don't want to talk
For some
about
reason,
that.
I thought that the Dreamcast is against I thought the PS2 is the PS3 in like hardware and timeline.
Nah.
Not PS like. Yeah. What is the PlayStation Vita though?
Oh, the PS Vita's a beast. Oh yeah, the PS Vita's a fucking
Yeah,
beast.
yeah.
Yeah. Someone's sending me that. It's fucking beastie.
It's a
It's a quad-core ARM chip, I think.
Like
With the
I have,
power
dude.
VR.
And Sony's like dropping it, dude. If Sony just made that motherfucker open source, oh my fucking god, they would make so
That
much
would
money.
be all
the-
over it for sure.
I don't know why they don't fucking do that, dude. They're pissing.
There is
me
some
off.
talks about a new PSP.
They should just make it open source. Like, what the fuck?
There was that like live interview coding question, Falco.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. So,
Yeah, just so we don't.
so all right. I used to interview people actually at my old job. I've had several interviews. So the most important thing for me, for the places that hired me, and in general, were first of all, I had a pretty fucking badass resume, but it did focus a lot more on portfolio and the things that I've done outside of school because it's way the fuck more impressive than school. So going in, you know, like getting hired at AMD was all because of like Elysian Shadows and like Elysian VMU and like, you know, they didn't give a fuck about my schooling because like they're not going to teach you shit about like work at AMD at school, you know. So that was a lot more important. In my experience, the jobs who like you get there and they're like, oh, we want you to write this piece of shit program in like 3 minutes, you know, like those like actually the shittiest jobs, and they do the shittiest job of like hiring. That was my interview with NVIDIA, and like I was literally like not given any opportunity whatsoever to stand out above anyone else because they just wanted me to shit out some piece of shit program in 3 minutes, and I'm trying to like make it fucking pristine. I was like a tiny bit over time, like, oh, well, he must be a fucking retard. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, like I'm so glad I didn't work for them. They're fucking idiots. That's this horrible way to interview people.
Dude, if I ever got a job like that, I would never take it.
Dude, I know. I like in the middle of the NVIDIA one, I'm like, I don't think I would ever want to work at a place like this. Like how, like assuming I did the best I could possibly do, how would you have any idea how good I am? I literally put like Elysian Shadows and all this graphics experience on my resume. He didn't ask a fucking thing, not one thing graphically, but he wanted me to like make some stupid ass like 10-minute like open a file and like print a table thing. I'm like, you might be a retard. So you might get a bunch of like coding time things, and like I'm really shitty at doing that kind of stuff because like that's not how the human brain works. It's not how programmers work. I guess maybe like practice timing yourself, but like, yeah. Number one thing is like no concepts, you know, like too many people, including my wife, like when they study for an interview, they have to go pull out a book and like relearn big O notation, like when to use a vector versus a linked list. Like, not to be a dick, that's kind of sad. Like, you should kind of, all right, if you have to do that, that's fine, but make goddamn sure that's the last time you have to learn it. Because, like, that is stuff that, like, any interviewer should be able to take for granted that you understand as a software developer. You know, like, big O time complexity, like, stack versus heap allocation, shit like that. That's more the kind of stuff I was, like, asking about and, like, previous work instead of asking, like, people, oh, write this piece of shit, you know what I mean? Big level or high level concepts and shit like that. Like when I interviewed for AMD, I went back through and like I dissected every like huge modern renderer at the time, like Doom 4 renderer, like fucking GTA 5 and all this shit, and just learned like every little aspect of what that was. Do you have to? Yeah, I have to do stuff like that, but so yeah, the people who made me do live programming interviews, I will say, seemed like the shittiest fucking like most incompetent, untalented people is in terms of hiring. Because I mean, like, that is not a good way to test anyone's expertise. Like, that is a brain dead way to say, oh, I don't want to have to use my brain and like ask him fucking like useful questions. So I just want this code thing will do it for me. You know what I mean? So if you don't do well at that, like, don't worry about it. I did like shit. Well, I didn't think I did, but you know, NVIDIA treated me like I did. So like, fuck them. Those aren't people you want to work for anyway. So, yeah, in terms of AMD and the jobs I did work, my portfolio was way the fuck more important. Because, I mean, that's really what shows you, like, you know, what they're capable of. If I'm going to hire someone for ES, am I going to care about what their, like, previous work and, like, talking to them about, like, high-level, like, abstract and, like, fundamental things in programming to gauge their level of understanding? Or am I going to be like, hey, I need you to, like, thwart this lift in, like, 3 minutes and, like... And based on that, decide like the entire like level of efficacy of this programmer. I think it's fucking stupid. But definitely know all the fundamentals.
That's how I got my job here. It was like basically it was like a 3 or 4 hour, literally 3 or 4 hour discussion that I had with a guy about like our past projects and the cool stuff that we did, you know, game development wise. So, and I got the job. It wasn't like, I think he saw my portfolio, but I'm not sure. Before he hired me, it could be just literally based on the like 4-hour discussion that we had. Because then like he asked some very like important questions about like my understanding of both graphics and graphic engines and programming and games logic and stuff like that, and the design, and you know, and then I answered equally in depth, and I was interested about what he's doing, and you know, that's how you show your competence, right? Like
Right.
that's how it should be, right?
So
Am I wrong?
no, you're right. Oh yeah, someone asked about Jonathan Blow's programming language. The other day in the chat, we all went to one of Jonathan Blow's like live streams here on Twitch, and I was in the audience, and I don't think he likes me anymore.
Really?
I mean, he's like asserting so much that C++ is a piece of shit, and like J is so much better for all these reasons. And like I respect he's making his own language, and a lot of what J does seems cool, but I'm challenging him on like exactly why do you think C++ is a piece of shit? Like I mean, I'm disagreeing with a lot of what he says, which is like object-oriented programming is like fundamentally evil, which is like or like object-oriented programming fundamentally has all this overhead, which is just not fucking true. Inheritance, encapsulation, and polymorphism, depending on how you do it, does not have to add any fucking extra overhead to anything. And one of his favorite things to bitch about is template overhead, which that does not have runtime overhead either. I feel like, I'm going to get people mad at me for saying it, I think he's a brilliant game designer, like he's achieved a lot with his life, I have nothing but respect for that. But in terms of an engineer and in terms of his understanding of the C++ language, I don't think he's that good at it. I think he's a C programmer who is pissed off by how good C++ is, and he uses a lot of straw man arguments against the language. And when I like kind of called him on some of that, he's like, "Oh, well, talk to this guy," and basically told me to fuck off and talk to some other guy who just repeated the same shit. And I'm like, that's not really true. And then all of his like fans like, "Oh, you know what you're talking about? Object-oriented programming is so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad." Which, don't get me wrong, half my shit is in C and it's not object-oriented. But, like, I'm not of the opinion, oh, one paradigm is good, one paradigm is bad. And I sure as fuck know, like, the overhead cost intimately of each one of C++'s features. And I'm not convinced that, like, he really understands the features he's trying to be better than in J. Which wouldn't be a problem, but, like, he's trying to advertise it as that's literally why his language exists, you know? And if you can't really present that. Yeah.
But what are the incentives of using the...
Oh, my God. Whatever, man. So yeah, I mean it's hard for me because he has many more friends than me, and of course like they don't give a fuck or know anything they're talking about. They're just like, oh, Falco, fuck him, he doesn't know what he's talking about, fuck him, like shutting my brain off. And like I actually do like the guy, so I don't like to talk shit about him. But like I'm an engineer, dude. I've been doing this my whole life. Like I think I'm allowed to say when I think someone is fucking wrong. Like, and his language. Don't get me wrong. Like. If all he said was, I'm making my own language, why? Because fuck you, I want to make my own language. Or I don't like this aspect of C++. That's a fantastic reason. Yeah. But his reasons are that they add overhead or that they do things that's not really true. I mean, his reason is that if you write C++ shittily, yeah, it runs shittily. You know what I'm saying? That's not really like, what, you don't like the fucking language because you can write shitty code in it? Like...
Yes, I mean there is I could see the argument of making a language which literally doesn't allow you to write a shitty code.
Right, and that's fine, but I don't think he's presenting that argument. He's presenting this is literally objectively just like better than C++ for XYZ, and XYZ just do not seem like real reasons, especially with the C++ 11, 14, and 17 standards. So much more of what he's saying has already been addressed or has been added to the language. Which is not to say his language sucks, you know? It's just like, that's my view.
The reasons are different, yeah.
Right.
You disagree with the reasons, yeah.
Right. So I was trying to ask him, like, what about integrating between C and C++? Because I see the merit of, like, Rust. I like it, but I don't like it more than C and C++. It's not going to change the fact, like, 90% of the industry uses C++, and it's, like, God of this kind of shit. So I'm like, have you considered anything with C, C++ interop, you know, so people can... use your language. Like I could let you code in J instead of Lua, you know, with ES, but I'm not going to code in it. And he got kind of pissed, like, oh, why would you want to do that? J is supposed to replace C++. I'm like, all right, dude. But yeah, I don't mean to shit talk. So if you ever join and watch, you should totally buy our game.
I mean, honestly, if we live in a world where we can't logically disagree with
actually,
someone
speedrunner,
and friends and have still respect, then that's not a fucking world I want to live in. So, Yeah.
Speedrunner, what you're talking about, okay, if you go back and look at his original complaints against C++ and look at what he's saying now, I think that he's learned a lot along the way, and when he first started making these complaints, he literally didn't know enough about C++ to make them properly. What you're saying might be the case now, but when he was first making J and he was explaining the overhead of templates, it sounded to me like he literally thought there was some virtual table like dynamic dispatch overhead that it does not exist. And okay, now he understands like, okay, the only cost in runtime is in terms of instruction caching. I don't think that he originally had that argument to begin with. I really don't. If you go look at like what he knows now versus what he knows then, I feel like it shows. So yeah, now he can argue that, but... and also, I have literally heard the argument, he kept saying it, that object-oriented programming fundamentally at its core adds a bunch of overhead, which I completely fucking disagree with. And I'm not even that much of an object-oriented programmer. I mean, my engine is object-oriented as fuck, but like the MU, libgyro, a bunch of shit, I'm still a C programmer.
I mean, I'm just like, I'm genuinely struggling to see how you could make any sort of complexity in, like, who found this entire idea of objects and entities.
Oh, you definitely can. I mean, that's like...
I mean, you can, but like just from the designer perspective of like literally everyone else who also has.
Oh, right. I mean, for sure. That's why I favor object-oriented programming for large-scale software.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, like you can do that, but this is not how humans think, and this is not how your level designers and your game designers and your artists gonna think, and they will have to sooner or later intersect with your like interface with your shit. And the more sort of in sync you are in terms of what is actually going on, then the better job you can do. And if it's like this sort of like fundamental misunderstanding and like, if I wouldn't understand more or less what Falco is doing with my art that I put to the engine, I mean, like, I don't know all of the, you know, fucking complex math of rendering perspective, yada yada, but you know, sort of like the relationship between the lighting and that, why do we have certain amount of layers in the level, and why we have certain amount of tiles and colors, like, there is a reason for everything. And because I understand it and I keep it in mind, I can find a ways to bend and break the rules where it makes it like it makes it with like not as much of a pain in the ass for Falco to sort of re-implement, or maybe even not at all. But it's like of a tremendous fucking game. But if you're like if you don't have this sort of relationship.
Hey, good night, real quick. Romeo's going to bed. Good night, dude. And real quick, that Grand Theft Auto 5 study you found, that's actually the website. I just became one with that website before I interviewed at AMD. Basically dissected all that shit. I'm in love with the Doom 4 analysis of that. Our renderer is pretty similar to Doom 4's. I think that like the whole forward plus rendering is like so much better than deferred rendering, and that was like I actually invented a not half-ass, but a more simple way of deferred rendering. Like I was on my way, or not deferred. When deferred rendering came out, I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I don't like it. Like, there has to be a better way. And I started heading in the direction of inventing my own, just not quite forward plus, but the same kind of thing with spatial partitioning. The only difference was I did it on a 2D grid, and like Carmack and id did it on a 3D sub-frustum level. So when that came out, I'm like, oh my god, this is like what I've been working towards. You know, like I think the fact that deferred rendering requires basically like a forward renderer in it is just shitty. Like I'm not a fan of deferred. I think it's very hard to work with, and it's like the trade-offs for what you get is very inflexible and things like that. Anyway, he's going to bed. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was rambly also, so I wasn't really leading up to much of a point. I was like, I made my point, and then I just kept repeating myself. So it was a very good idea to cut me off. Sorry, guys. What I am.
Yeah, I know. It's too late. I'm still trying to set my utilities in Unity.
Yeah, deferred rendering is impossible on a Dreamcast, right? But I just, even on a PC, I think there are much better ways. I think deferred rendering is very inflexible. I think the fact that a pristine renderer basically allows for a separate shader per material, you know what I mean? So like NES, every entity could potentially have its own separate shader. Deferred rendering makes that a pain in the fucking ass to do that. Having to like add everything to the fucking G buffer and shit like that. And now they have like, you know, you can put the material ID in the G buffer and shit, but like, first of all, you did not used to be able to do that, and that's a step in the right direction, but like, I'm not a fan. By the time you do all that, I don't think it's really any faster than Forward Plus, and you're losing a lot of flexibility. Real quick, on the PS2 thing, like you're saying all these games are doing that. Go back and look, though. The early PS2 games all look like complete shit. The Dreamcast PS2 games on both, they always look better on Dreamcast. I don't know that it's fair to say that, like, the 5 years later end lifetime PS2 games, like, oh, it looks so much better than Dreamcast, which is true, but we don't know what Dreamcast would have looked like at the end, you know? The Dreamcast had so many hardware special effects, like normal mapping, that were not used in a single game. That's fundamental. Like, there is absolutely no doubt that the Dreamcast was never utilized fully, in my mind. It might have been utilized fully in terms of, like, video RAM and polygon count, but in terms of actual, like, hardware, special effects and capabilities, it was definitely not.
Wow. My terminal tab keeps crashing every time I go to build anything.
Okay, someone asked about multi-threading in the engine. So, okay, there are two different, basically, models to threading in the engine. Let me find it. Let me share my shit real quick. Let me find the engine code. So, ES Gamma is a subsystem engine thread system. Okay, so this is basically the entry point for threading in Elysian Shadows. So, you basically can create thread objects, which are kind of, I'm going to answer that question in a sec about Dreamcast bump mapping, sorry. Which are kind of like object-oriented wrapper around p-threads, right? You can use the traditional threading where you just have a function or a context that is whatever the fuck you want to do for the thread. So that would be subclassing this bitch. You don't have to subclass it. You can even like pull a thread out of your ass, like thread equals new thread, and you can pass it like a fucking lambda, like doing whatever the fuck you want. You know, you can spawn a thread that easily. And when the engine starts up, the thread system, what it does is it's querying your hardware, your processor, and it's determining how many physical cores you have. And then it's creating a dedicated thread per core, and then it's binding that thread with CPU affinity to only run on that core. And then that thread runs an asynchronous task queue, where when you submit, the other model is task-based multithreading, and that's really good for game development because of scheduling reasons. You can like break up something like transform calculations, have a task that transforms each like entity or something. And you can submit each task to this to the thread system, which will then decide how to schedule it on each CPU core based on the utilization and based on the workload distribution. So each CPU core is running its own asynchronous thread queue, and then from the engine will determine which queue asynchronous tasks get posted into. So it kind of has like its own internal scheduler for shit like that. So that's another good thing, is the thread-based parallelism. And then another thing that actually boosted the performance a lot is the main thread with the render and shit. Leggero has you also have full control to fuck with the CPU affinities of your threads if you want to do some advanced shit. When the game starts up, Leggero's trying to enable real-time thread priority on the platform. I don't know how it works on Windows, but on Linux and Mac, it's actually a huge performance benefit as long as you stay within certain timing criteria to do real-time threading. So there's that, and then we similarly have an asynchronous task and threading system for compute, which is for like GPUs and shit. And then with OpenCL, you can submit that to like GPU, CPU, like DSP or FPGA if you have a crazy ass device. And obviously, like in Lua, you can. This is in Lua, you know, so you can have a Lua function that you pass to this thread or Lua closure object. How useful do you find mathematics taught in university? I think they're complete and absolute utter shit. I never do well in math at school. Never. I'm like so slow. I don't understand why any of it's useful. I'll even ask the teacher, what is this fucking used for? This is nothing. And then like as soon as I have to do it for game development, I learn it and like holy shit, suddenly I'm really fucking good at it. I think the way math is taught in school is fucking criminal and it's completely useless.
Same.
It's just abstract, worthless bullshit.
It's just real bullshit, and also without the passion, the drive, you know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna learn as well.
Right.
I'm
Yeah, that is.
self-taught in programming.
Have I ever benchmarked bump mapping on a DC build? No, I have not. I have seen someone do it, and I've seen the demo, and it looks good, but what someone needs to do, this is part of what needs to happen for the... Right now, the advanced shaders are not in the Dreamcast build. What someone needs to do, if there are any Dreamcast developers here, is make a benchmark that is a function of the number of quads or something using bump mapping so we can see how the latency grows with each polygon that's using it. I have not seen anyone fucking do that. Don't know why the fuck no one's ever done that, but that's really fucking useful, and that needs to happen. That needs to happen. Yeah, Qt is definitely the greatest IDE in the planet.
In terms of like mathematics that being taught in university and how useful they are, the one thing that I will say is that don't underestimate the importance of at least being aware of concepts. So I was writing fucking some geometry generation, and I had pretty fucking specific problem that I knew how to conceptualize it and how to like say what is the problem. I just couldn't fucking find the relevant piece of math to do it. And our 3D modeler, he has a computer science degree, he was like, "Oh, dude, that's like a convex hull." I'm like, "A what?"
Oh yeah, I ain't hating on the math. I'm hating on the way it's taught, which is fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
you could be taught. Like, you could be taught the most useful fucking math in the planet. Like, literally, this is how you do 3D graphics. But the teachers don't know. You would have no idea why the fuck any of this shit is useful. And the saddest part is most of these teachers have no fucking idea either. So you have no incentive to use it. Even when you go to those classes and you make straight A's, you still cannot apply that math because you don't get what it's really fucking doing. Oh, I can solve these complicated fucking... You can solve these complicated equations and like do all these matrix operations, but in terms of creating something in the real world using that math, you don't know what it really is. It's an abstract concept that you can fill out pages working with, but still not know how the fuck it works. And that's criminal to me. It's like fucked in the head to me. And that's what a lot of computer science majors like wind up like, and I've heard of CS teachers at our old university bragging that they don't even teach programming. In a programming class, it's all math based. Like, oh, that's how abstract we are. It's fucking sad.
I actually teach game design and game programming at UH now.
Yeah, I know, but they've had that before and it sucks. It's like it's not really. That's in the CS department. I've heard bad things about that.
I can see the value. So like guys, I can see the fucking value of like the game design being taught and actually trying to approach it, but if you go to university to study game design, you made some really bad
You already fucked up. Yep, I'm 100% on board. I've had way too many people come to me saying they are getting degrees in game designing, and the number one thing they say to me is, I have no idea what anything you're saying is. They didn't teach me how to program shit. I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's like, oh, you paid 10 times more for this degree and you know 10 times less, and now you've limited yourself.
Literally no one will hire you.
Yep.
Because studios already have their own game designers. Studios don't need fucking... studios don't need like game designers. We don't have like a game designer on Elysian Shadows. We have a programmer and an artist, and then we also, because this is literally all our life, we also are pretty good at game design. And there is a value, as I said, of studying this all and like making a proper science, but I would say like first actually be a game developer and then maybe go study game design. But then like even then not in a university, they're like courses and shit. There's like way better way to teach game design. Like I think university is just fundamentally wrong.
You know what's fucked up though is those kinds of universities like Full Sail and shit are like the most likely people to sponsor people like me. So I've had to accept that by talking shit about them like this, I am hurting my career in the long run. Like but I can't. I really can't not because it's kind of fucked up and so many people get tricked. So like, you know, if I will never be invited to speak at them, you know, which would actually help me in ES a lot. I never will, and I've decided I would rather have integrity than fucking do that. So I kind of hate to have to talk shit about them, but I'll talk shit about them.
Sup, bitches? Who's ready to get some stitches?
Who the fuck is that?
That's Zargi.
Sup? Is Jacob still here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've been talking.
So
Oh,
I would
dude,
have
I'm
been here
fucking
much
tripping.
earlier, but I had a thing to go to. So how's your second stream been going?
Oh, like shit. We had to reboot like 4 times. Got a blue screen or black screen of death on Mac like 2 times. It's okay now. Good question.
But afterwards, at least we have way more progress. Like on the last stream, I wasn't as making shit. Now I'm actually well on the way. So otherwise, we're doing great.
Hey, Speed Punter, do that. Are you a Dreamcast developer? If you are, do that benchmark for me, bro. I need to know because I've seen like several polygons using it, and the performance looks like why the fuck doesn't anyone else use this? Right? It's like this is pretty good. Like what does the Power VR just suddenly shit itself once you have like 20 polygons on screen? It's like 0, 1, 2, and then you get to 20 in performance, it just tanks. Another thing I think most people didn't realize, and I think the Dreamcast documentation is incorrect. I might have fucked the Dreamcast over and made less people use it. From the Dreamcast documentation, it looks like you cannot use texture compression with normal maps. And the problem is you already only have 8 megabytes of video RAM, you know? And to normal map, you basically have to double the amount of texture usage, you know, the amount of textures per item, which is a big deal. So I feel like it's video RAM related that a lot of people didn't bother looking into it. And if you can use texture compression with normal mapping, then suddenly it's a lot more useful, and it turns out you can.
I mean, why would you not? Why couldn't you use texture compression on normal mapping? I mean, just
the fucking hardware document said you couldn't. There's like a different settings for each Dreamcast texture type, and the hardware doc said that the normal map format and the texture compressed format were separate. And I had a friend who was doing all this like experimenting who found out that they actually are compatible, which I feel like changes a whole shitload.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah.
So yeah, someone fucked that up.
That's like a fucking flat out wrong documentation.
Yes, and that could have like seriously like if I were low on VRAM, that would be the first thing that has to go. You know, like okay, it's wasting half as much, or you know, half your VRAM is going towards this. You like that has to go, you know. So I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yeah, because like I mean, still normal mapping is really useful. Like I would make cuts somewhere else, but maybe because we're so used to normal mapping nowadays.
Right. Oh, exactly. And back then it was brand new. You know, they didn't even know what it was. They probably were like, oh, I don't know if I want to invest time into this.
It was like, do we bother implementing it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This thing that they've never seen before, they have no idea how good it will look, but all they see is like, oh, it's going to take a lot of video RAM.
Yeah, and how useful and how fucking more Jesus, yeah.
There is some kind of shady, he's asking what kind of docs you're using. There's some kind of... No, I'm not hating on you. I'm not saying that you're trying to say PS2 is better than Dreamcast. Dude, the shit that happened in the end of lifecycle PS2 shit is some of the most amazing shit I've ever seen done on a console given hardware limitations. Like what they did with the end of the PS2 is just fucking insane. The fact the PS2 could even keep up with the GameCube and Xbox is insane. People did not realize how much less powerful than those two the PS2 was. But some of the trade-offs they made, ironically, that made the PS2 like shitty in terms of what it did support, actually made it a lot more flexible and made it so that the later generation could do shit on PS2 that some of the other ones struggled with. It's like the classic software versus hardware approach. You can do it in software and manually on something like the PS2 and it's slower and it's fucking more expensive, or you can do it in hardware but that means you support less. And that's kind of like how that console generation worked out with those trade-offs.
Yeah, and it was way more exclusive. I mean, you planned on being exclusive, if I remember correctly.
Plan on what?
You've been exclusive, like in the 2000. You didn't build it for the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, that was not like
that
fucking
was
multi-platform. Yeah.
shit, guys. I just fucked up my Mac desktop. How do I fix that?
Oh, what'd you do?
How do I move the? Okay, never mind.
Oh.
So I was gonna say, in the Dreamcast community, we pass around this shady documents zip file that has like, it looks like they're the official Sega documents on a bunch of different hardware.
The shady fucking
They're
Bible.
shady as fuck. I don't know where they came from. DC Bible.
It's like snippets from porn magazines.
I don't even remember who gave me it. They're just like, hey, dude. And I'm guessing Sega doesn't care.
The PDF, a bit of coke gets out of your like keyboard somehow.
But no, I'm very interested in the PS2 versus Dreamcast argument because it's a very interesting argument. Like, because there are two consoles that took two completely different directions in terms of video fidelity, and like. It's very interesting to me. I'm sure some games will look better on PS2, but I think some games would look better on Dreamcast. Like, if they have both lived, and were like this, it's very interesting to me to see, like, PS2 is all about polygon performance, more or less. Like, what sacrificing poly count for on Dreamcast would make look good. Like, Shenmue, to me, still looks fucking amazing compared to some Dreamcast, or PS2 games. A lot of people disagree, but I think it's because of the textures. The textures look amazing. And the end of lifetime PS2, so Final Fantasy X had way higher texture, or had higher poly count per character than Final Fantasy XII. Final Fantasy XII, they started going the other way where they cared more about texture quality like the Dreamcast. So it's really interesting. And to make it further interesting, the iPhone, when it first came out, was almost exactly like the Dreamcast. And when they ported over things like Resident Evil 4 for mobile, it was very interesting to see, because it's like, okay, this was out on GameCube, PS2, and you're getting a pretty serious glimpse of what it would have looked like if they did it on Dreamcast, and it still looks great, So, yeah, I'm always interested. Anyway, this is like, do you have this hardware manual? Look at this. Like, this is a lot of serious shit. I don't think this is... Definitely it has issues, because there's red text. They fuck some shit up, obviously, but... That's basically what we have. But we have it for every single peripheral, too. Like the camera, the fucking karaoke machine.
Anyone in Saga is, like, interesting in games that are going to the Dreamcast?
What's that?
Anyone in Saga, if I remember correctly, is the company of Dreamcast. Anyone is interested in the games that have been developed for the Saga?
Right now?
For the Dreamcast? Yeah.
I don't think they give two fucks, which is really sad. Back in the day, the reason we have shit like this is because they cared. So these people put their lives and souls into developing for the Dreamcast. They made amazing games that everyone loved. It's just it wasn't popular enough. They hear that it's going to be fucking dead, and they see that people are starting to like make homebrew for it, make it live on. So there was a time towards the end when they had already announced they were going to discontinue this Dreamcast, but they were still releasing the final games where they kind of like, they kind of gave us some shit, They kind of gave us a hint, like, hey, fuck with this register, That's at least how some of the VMU shit that I figured out towards the end. I found some old,
Nice.
Interesting.
Actually, yes, these are not reverse engineered. This is from Sega, but it looks like these are also not the final documentation. But yeah, that's cool. I've never even seen the documentation from Renaissance for the TV tuners still use the Power VR, so that's why we still can support like C++ 14 and shits, because we're using the tool chain from that era. So it's kind of cool that you have that. I think the Dreamcast had a few extra instructions for SIMD instructions for vector and matrix multiplication in assembly. I think is the only difference between that. Or maybe they are literally using the exact same one. But it was the SH4 with like a couple with the floating point matrix and vector assembly instructions added. Do we have built-in save utility, like when player tries to save game dev, just had to say which info to load or which? in terms of like saving your levels, yeah. Oh, but are you talking about in terms of like when you make your own game, saving your own file? Actually, you could say yes, because we would encourage you to use just a Lua table to save, and you can just call serialize on any table ever. You know, as long as your save file is represented or representable in a Lua object, you just call serialize and then put it in the file. So yeah, and then that's how you load it. You know, that's what I would recommend doing. And then yeah, it's basically built into the toolkit in the engine. I'm making this new fucking... Hey Jacob, I'm making an array utility class that has like a couple helper methods. You can see this, because I'm duplicating some shit here and I don't fucking like that.
What kind of helpers?
It's just shit like add, append, insert, remove, clear, kind of like a vector interface on a Lua table.
I see.
Because I'm doing like some combat shit, and we have like arrays of like status defects, buffs, shit like that, abilities, and you know, just adding, removing from them, querying them. I don't want to duplicate all this fucking code, so that should really be a utility function. And then I'm going, you call new on it, like, and this should be pretty sweet, so you're just going to set the meta table, the power of Lua, of array. Oh, actually, you can make it take, oh, duh. You can make it optionally take another table. I forgot what the syntax was for optional, for doing that kind of shit. Is there a new?
Oh my fucking god, can someone tell me why every single fucking RPG forest ever in every single fucking 2D game looks like shit? And there is no good inspiration for it? Like
no, SQLite would be 10 times slower than Lua tables. SQL's like slow as shit. Lua's already built, like, for Lua, like, imagine how fast it is. We don't have to, one, you can compile Lua code. Two, we're not parsing and, like, reading in data and then copying it over into C++ objects. Like, when you run this code, where literally the object is being constructed immediately and it already exists in our engine. No, this is like an insanely fast, pristine way of representing everything that's tightly coupled with the engine. Like, when we load in a save file, those objects already exist. We're not loading in, like, JSON or something, and then we have to have some kind of translation layer that, like, copies the JSON into the C++ object. No, it's like literally creates the object and like sets the properties as it goes. Like, fuck no, dude. We put a lot of thought into this.
I need fucking help. I need your help, guys.
What's up?
Can someone help me look for pictures of like just good looking forests? I mean, at this point...
Have you looked at, you know, Chrono Trigger Guardia Forest? Of course, right?
Dude, in terms of variety, I mean, come on.
Oh, you're right. Hey, that's what I want to hear. That's what
I am hating on it.
But you're right. It doesn't have variety for shit. You are absolutely right.
It is very monochromatic in terms of.
That's
like,
good. That's good. That's what I want to hear. If you can bitch about Chrono Trigger and convince me you're not full of shit, good. I agree.
Wait. Let me
can help you in just a sec. Here, let me give you the screen so they can see your critique of Chrono Trigger.
All right. Chrono Trigger fucking forest, right?
I
tell me the name of area.
I sent you some.
Guardia.
Patrick, I sent you in Facebook. Like 21 of the unique and beautiful trees.
Thanks.
Like I saw it in Facebook a couple of days ago.
All right, wait, Falco, is this is
yes.
what I'm critiquing?
Yes.
This?
Yes.
I mean, come on. In terms of variety?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, and actually some of the tiles don't fit together as well. I meant more in terms of structure. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm full of shit. I mean, in terms of what it has, it does look good, but yeah, it doesn't really have shit. You're right.
Yeah, like once you're like in it, yeah, sure, but there is nothing exceptional about it. Let's be frank about it.
Yeah, Secret of Mana 3
like,
would look good.
It's functional. It serves the purpose. But it's not like something that you open up and you're like,
whoa, God, dude, you've always heard SQL is superior to any custom solution? No, dude, SQL is like absolute shit for game development. Like, almost nobody uses SQL for game development. It has so much more so overkill for something with games. I mean, if you're doing something like a desktop app or like a server application, yeah, it's like a no-brainer. But if you're doing something like a game, the SQL is probably the worst solution I can think of.
Even for the web, SQL is severely outdated.
When you could make your own either custom or like what we're doing is like the most flexible shit in the fucking planet compared to like that which like you have to create and manage the tables yourself. And it's like, imagine I add a new property or something, then I have to like fucking add it to the table and like it's not coupled, you know? With this, it's automatic. I add something to C++, boom, all the save files have it, the objects already have it, you know? There's not this like, then I have to update the SQL table and shit. And that's also slow as shit, and that's a big dependency. Like, you're not going to run SQL on a Dreamcast or anything like that. Secret of Mana 3, look that up. I think that did have good-looking tile sheets.
Yeah, because on that one, I think I could count the amount of tiles on the number of my fingers.
In my opinion, SQL and databasing are one of the most highly abused and overused, like, concepts in programming. Everyone who's like, oh, I'm storing 2 fucking values, oh, I need a database, seems to, like, think that's the solution. I'm adamantly... If you have, like, something like a website where that legitimately, you know, has, like, coming from everywhere, all these different, like, properties that, like, map well to a table, you know, and are like queryable from wherever, yeah, that makes sense. But for something like a game where you have full control over everything that's not like distributed and shit, I think that's a terrible idea.
What did you say, Falcos?
Secret of Mana
2?
Yeah, Secret of Mana 2 actually. It's technically okay. So not in the US, it's called 3 in Japan. It's complicated. Yeah, it's Seiken Densetsu 3 or whatever. Yeah, it's complicated. They fucked it all up.
So Secret of Mana 2 in a specific area? Because if I'm just...
he said Forest. I'm not sure. Although that game does look fantastic. That's one of the best looking Super Nintendo games. It's end of lifetime. I think it looks fantastic.
Secret of Mana 3 Forests. Yeah, Armona, can you give me like specific...
Hold on, wait. When they donate money, that's not going. How is that? Is that going to us? I don't think it's going to us.
I don't know because like I'm like.
It is. It's a super chat. It should be going to you.
But I don't remember ever setting anything up. You know, so like, how could that be going to me? Are they just holding on to it till I set something up?
On YouTube?
Have you like done any type of monetization?
Oh, this is on YouTube. I thought it was on Twitch.
No, it's
on YouTube. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I guess it does go to us. I have, but I don't ever check because we don't make any money on YouTube. Wow, thanks so much, man. He didn't even ask anything. He's just like, donations go to Tyler. Fuck no. He just gave us money. He didn't ask anything. He didn't ask me like...
Here, have a $10 more to bitch more about PlayStation 2. No, donations definitely don't go to Tyler.
Oh, dude, wherever you heard the Dreamcast can do 7 million triangles per second, that's a fucking lie. No, it can't. Bullshit. You would run... Okay, so you have to, on the Power VR, you have to allocate vertex lists to hold that. I don't even think there's physically enough video RAM to hold that many vertices on the Power VR and still have a frame buffer. So that's how you know that's bullshit. So the number of vertices that you actually allocate to use in the scene, they have to be allocated from video RAM, is going to limit the amount of textures and the amount of frame buffer space you have in that scene. That's one of the reasons why the Dreamcast, the Power VR chip, could do a lot more verts than it could do. But sadly, the Dreamcast's limited video memory, you had to subtract the vertices that you're using from the scene from the available VRAM, which limited that. No, it's not. You're not storing the size of the triangle in space. Does not actually affect the size in video RAM. A triangle is like 32 bytes per vertex or something. There are hardware sprites which they're optimized for sprites, and they are smaller. I think they're like 64 bytes and 2 vertices instead of 4. So that could get you a lot more, but they're sprites, you know.
Mushrooms. We could have some mushrooms. Sorry. I'm just...
Oh yeah, by all means, by all means.
Hey, I'm down.
I'm trying to find the fucking file I was just working on. Why is this giving me fucking... What is this noise?
What's the fucking noise?
There's some fucking stupid Mac, dude. Like, you get notifications and then it's hidden behind everything and I can't fucking find it. Must have some notification. There we go. Oh, it's on another monitor.
See, that's why you're supposed to have the sheets, because they're supposed to come from the window instead of being hidden behind. That was the idea, anyway.
Is that right?
Yeah, not every app does them, though.
Yeah, you'll have to bitch at me later. Remind me to do that, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Jacob, you're not forgetting about Rumble support and shit, right? Like, that shit is all in there, dude. Rumble, VMU, I was already adding a bunch of that shit. Are you using tri-strips or tri-lifts? I thought you had to use triangle. We're using triangle strips. I thought you had to do that. I thought Dreamcast was only triangle strips and hardware sprites. So, okay, we're also using hardware sprites when we can. The problem with hardware sprites is we want to do per vertex lighting on Dreamcast for dynamic lighting. Hardware sprites, you're not representing every vertex, so it doesn't work with dynamic lighting, which is really shitty, because hardware sprites would save a lot of VRAM, you know, and would be exactly what we want, but we can't do lighting with them. So it has to literally be a quad with 4 verts, you know, to do dynamic lighting, so we can give each vert, calculate the lights for each vert, if that makes sense.
Just a heads up, I'm going to head out for the night.
Fuck, alright, man.
If anybody watching the stream wants to develop for the VMU...
You got anything to show, man, real quick? The VMU guy's heading out. You guys should see it. Do you have that animation that you could show? Just zoom in on it?
Well, I'm on my phone at the moment.
Oh,
so
fuck, I forgot. Yeah, let's show it later.
Yeah, but if anybody wants to talk VMU or make a VMU game, join the Discord channel, and I'll do anything to help you out. If you have any questions about the hardware or anything that I can answer.
Yeah, he's always in there, and he's working on a book. He's gonna be a fucking author.
Something to help people get started in it. But anyway, peace out.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Right now, under the hood, everything in the engine is using either hardware sprites or... Okay, really, everything under the hood right now in the engine is basically just using triangle, or... No, fuck. Triangle lists, yeah. Except on Dreamcast, where a quad is using hardware sprites, or a rect is using hardware sprites, and then on PC, that's just being emulated with the triangle list. So because of Dreamcast, everything right now is 100% triangle list. In the future, yeah, we'll support like all these different types, but the engine will have to pre-process it into triangle strips for the Dreamcast. When we I plan to add like 3D model loaders and like shit like that, so when I do that, I'll support like all the different formats and shit. And you'll rape the Dreamcast with poly counts that are probably too high and shit like that.
Fucking, I give up on life. I'm gonna look at anime fucking forests.
Man, can't you take from real life ideas instead?
Dude, real life is boring as shit.
No, for art, I mean.
Yeah, you obviously can. Like the thing is, so like the thing is, yeah, you can obviously take from real life, right?
Yeah.
But the advantage of just like casually browsing through the through the art that you can see on Google and like having references like that is that a lot of the things that you see are not necessarily ideas that you can use, but it's something that makes you think that, oh, that's actually like, I have something totally relevant. Like, I think looking at this image, I was like, oh, I could add some mushrooms, even though there are literally no mushrooms in that entire scene, but this house kind of looks like a mushroom, and I'm like, ah. So it's a weird thing how brain works, but there is just something about this often a lot nicer and more magical color composition of illustrations than real life pictures, because
That's
real life pictures tend to be very... You need to be a really good photographer to make like a good picture in terms of color, and really good photographers tend to like some of the photographers that go really out into the wild, let's say, are not the best ones. So it's a hard balance.
Bastion had some good tree, like I think two tree maps. That tree and like not a real forest, but kind of swampy trees, I think.
Yeah, but like essentially what I'm looking for now, right, is I have the entire sort of feel of the area established. I have the shape of the trees. Like I can't add completely different trees to the area because that wouldn't make sense. I can add variations of the trees, except I can't because I don't have enough tile sheet space for that. But I can still add details. Yeah, so like basically I was like brainstorming sort of with myself. What can I add color-wise? So here is the basic setup. There is not enough color in the style sheet. Like it's very green and it has some blue from the rocks, and that's about it. So we need some accents. We need some reds. We need some bright whites. Could be good. Blues, a bit here and there. If it's too much, then it's gonna be obviously like a fucking fruit salad.
Oh, dude, what you guys are talking about with the fireflies and shit, that is exactly what we have planned. But first, we gotta get the environments looking better. That's like the finishing touch. But oh yeah, we're gonna have all that kind of shit, dude.
Yeah. That's those sort of like ambience and stuff.
The fireflies and the fire pit were like those were definitely gonna be in there, and like glowing fucking crystals and shit. That's the end though of creating a level like this.
Can you pick up the berries though in the forest? Would you be able to in the future?
Well, the way I did that art is that essentially they are like on a bush, so you would because you can't really, it wouldn't be fucking efficient to have like literally every single berry as separate object.
You could do that if you wanted. If you wanted, yeah, the engine would let you do it, but
you could, but it would be fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, it would be a pain in the ass. You'd have to like handle each one of those as a separate entity, like rigid body.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's like also pain in the ass to do, and like to set it up. It's
no, I mean in the game itself. I don't remember.
I've seen the logic. Yeah. That's why I'm fucking making them. So you can like walk up to the bush, whack it, and have like a drop of berries.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can maybe cook them or eat them for health or make a potion or whatever.
Oh yeah. Totally. So I know maybe you weren't here. So it was actually a really interesting thing, or maybe it was like when Falco dropped. So there was like there was like I had this issue where like I have to add some sort of flowers to this grass because the grass doesn't have enough color accents. But the problem was, if
you want to see gameplay this stream, that's going to depend on Jacob. Because right now, he's the one working. He's the one with all the gameplay over there. I'm working on something different, and I don't have his assets pulled down. And I really need to finish this.
And I work on art and like...
Jacob's the gameplay guy. Well, that's not true. He's the enemy gameplay side. I'm the player gameplay side. But what I'm working on right now is like for player and like deeper gameplay shit for the combat engine. I really need to do this right now. But yeah, Jacob's been working on it. Keep going.
Yeah, so just to finish the thought, the interesting consideration was that if I make those flowers as big as on this bush, it genuinely looks like a gameplay element that you could just like walk up to and harvest because it's so big and prominent. So I was literally spent like fucking 2 hours making those flowers, which are literally like, 3 by 4 pixels.
Yeah.
Because it was just like nailing, striking, because making something look good is not a problem. Like any competent artist can make a nice looking flower, but the really fucking pain in the ass is to make it something that is also like gameplay usable and doesn't end up being confusing. Something that's appealing but also not confusing the player.
Right.
Because by the end of the day, graphics is for the player to experience the gameplay, not just...
That being said, dude, I am all about like telling them to like pushing them on environmental interaction. I'm huge on that. Most 2D RPGs, the environment are some fucking static tiles that do nothing but offer collisions. That is not how this fucking game is going to be. Hell no. Hell no.
Dude, I was
like Chrono Trigger, yeah, interact with that environment. Nope.
Babe.
It's an action RPG with a full-fledged physics engine, you know, like, our environment's not gonna be some static shit. But yeah, continue.
Walk with me on that. So, I was thinking of, like, there is a neat way for me. It fucking won't be for this forest, because it's like I've already did too much art to like redo it. But there will be a really fucking easy way to make some sort of, basically dissolve shader. So you have basically a shader made for a like tree burning out. So it looks actually like tree, like the leaves are burning out and not like, you know, something fucking retarded, like good looking essentially. And that would be literally just branches of a tree, and then the leaves of a tree separately, and the leaves of the tree have like just dissolve shader with proper fucking texture, with some timing shader bullshittery math, which I can do, and it's not really something super complicated, so I'm not amazing, but yeah, and it's gonna be looking fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude, that's what I want to, is environmentally, being able to like burn this kind of shit and make like, we want generalized shaders that can handle like burning and flammable, you know, so we can tag shit like this. Also, is Patrick's audio any better? I jacked him up, because they used to be too loud.
Yeah,
if you did seasons, or a winter time.
We're doing dynamic weather for sure, and seasons can be part of that.
And then the lighting will just hit the tree randomly while you're running, and everything is starting to burn away, like in the forest.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
With normal math.
That kind of shit's what Jacob does.
Hey, Falco.
Yeah.
So, you know how modern snow shaders working, right?
Yeah. Just specularity mostly, yeah. Specular highlights.
Yeah, we have everything that's needed.
Oh yeah, of course we do, yeah. Ice is the only thing we don't have with reflections, but that's pretty simple once we have, you just make a customized shader that handles reflections. But yes.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing, and that would be actually, it will be followed the three-dimensional curve of the object, even though it's a fucking plane.
Yes, look into A Link to the Past. They have somewhat A Link Between Worlds, and they did Between Worlds. They did a minimalistic like shader that we could easily do in ES. It was 3D, but their art style is kind of similar and looks fantastic. I forgot. They have this. You can't really tell how reflective it is. But it looks amazing.
Wait, what are you showing us? Oh, here.
Oh, am I not even sharing my shit? No, I am.
No, because I was in the Hangouts looking on the screen.
Damn it, how come I can't find fucking screenshots? Oh, okay, yeah, dude, look at this ice floor. Yeah, their shit looks what? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you guys are...
No, Falco, no, I was thinking differently. So, look at my screen.
Oh, hold on. I see what's happening here. I need to share.
I mean, I cannot show you. I can simulate it for you.
Okay.
I love the flowers, Patrick.
Okay, so essentially, when you have like a dynamic snow shader, the way it works is that it takes it's a replacement shader, which basically takes the direction, the normal of your surface. Fuck, I need a better color. Okay, so let's say normals on this tree are pointing this way, right? And essentially what it does is that you sort of define the way the snow falls.
Yeah.
And then you do sort of like a texture replacement based on the normals. Like something beach easy for a 3D. I probably...
You mean it like I don't think it'd be texture replacement, but you mean like to let snow build up on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's basically what...
It's not a texture replacement, it's just fucking...
Screen space collision, yeah, it would be screen... That's kind of what we were going to do with particles and blood and shit, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, collision is one thing, but I was just thinking
He's just talking about taking it, just in the shade, or having a specific shader to make it, you know, just based on the normal, change the color of the pixels if they're facing up, so it looks like only
like it's falling. Yep.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant actually have it build up.
So,
right.
Instead of me having to like paint, is basically there is just like a shader which would add some, you know, snow on a tree, and because we are supplying normals and stuff like that, it will be always looking geometrically
Right.
perfect.
It's the guy who asked about Breath of the Wild style interaction, dude. This hardware doc, this line was written fucking years ago. From like day one, our goal is to create a gigantic open world with a Zelda style on exploration and environmental interaction. This is like number one thing I was pushing from day fucking one. Is yes, it's supposed to be like Zelda style in terms of overworld. Right now I gotta work on some shit. Continue.
Mm. Wait, was it Red Dead Redemption that was doing it? Because I want to show you like the specific effect, and I think we have all of the components to do it. I mean, obviously stylized and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we are planning on hopefully doing this like every week or something. Yeah, that's the point. As long as you guys keep showing up and shit and keep like enjoying it and shit. Because this is so much easier than Adventures in Game Development, which we'll still do, but my god, in between having to produce that kind of fucking shit, we can also be working on it. Because like producing Adventures in Game Development, you're not getting a whole lot fucking done. It's a time sink and it's fucking like takes a lot out of you, but this lets us be a little more real and lets us do it more frequently.
Here's a decent example of just someone doing it in Unity.
Doing what? Where are you? What?
I sent it in the Hangouts chat.
Doing what in Unity?
The snow thing he was talking about.
Oh, I see. Just normal based.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But like you know, like it's not something fucking amazing programmistically, but it's not something that you can do in 2D art unless you have all of that bunch of extra shit that we are supplying in anyway.
And
so we can have.
You don't even just have to change the color of the pixels. You can like draw a separate version that's like actually just the snow version, and blend between them.
Yeah, but fuck drawing. It's just like extra.
Yeah, you
like
have
extra
enough
work.
shit you gotta draw, dude. I think like we should always aim to make it less drawing.
But like, but like there is like a way. I could probably make like a generic snow texture or something that we sort of blend depending on the normal. With like some sort of fucking dot product, as my fucking 3D artist would say, because he fucking loves dot products.
Doing what? Oh yeah, it would be a dot product.
I know,
it's
right?
like it's always dot products in 3D graphics. It always is.
Yeah, and basically it's something that we could apply to every single geometry in the game and automatically apply snow and stuff like that.
Here's what I was talking about. Sorry, not you. Jacob, look at this.
Okay, one second. Alright. Alright, I got your screen up.
See what I did there? And now I have like a bunch of shit like insert, like remove and shit like that. Buff stuff and cat to like add another table to it and shit like that. You get it or no?
Yes, I do.
Just like some utility shit.
If you need more color, Patrick, you can use beehives, and it will be a bit of yellow in the scene.
Yeah, but like I don't want to add yellow because like look at this fucking green. This green is basically fucking yellow. So like yellow is dodgy. Blue is gonna be good. But yeah, mushrooms, I think knowing to just.
Yeah, mushroom will be. It's feel like a bit of what's it called? Like, if you will put too much stuff that you can pick up, it will feel a lot like an untraveled place with full of stuff. While if it is a travel place.
Amanda, this Kickstarter was worse than Mighty Number 9? What the fuck? How can we be worse than Mighty Number 9 if we're not even out yet and everyone fucking hated that game? And we have a chat full of people who are excited to play ours. How the fuck can we be worse than Mighty Number 9?
Wait, what?
Someone says we're worse than Mighty Number 9. Then why are you here, bro? Would you be in a real-time live stream for Mighty Number 9 right now? I feel like you wouldn't. Just saying.
That Mighty Number 1 was a train wreck on multiple levels.
I wanted it to be good so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I'm like, not even talking about.
No. Mighty Number 9 is what you get, like bitching that we're not done yet. That's how Mighty Number 9 happens. I'm just kidding. You guys, if you backed us, you have every right to bitch we're not done yet. But we might release Mighty Number 9. Like one day, Patrick puts out an update. We decided the hero is going to be named Mighty now. If you see that happening, you know, like we've lost our fucking way.
We no longer developed for Sega Dreamcast, and we now fully 3D game.
Fucking Christ.
With 3D models and shit. We're scrapping everything.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Got JPEG.
Oh Jesus! I think that thought just gave me cancer. Be right back. Oh God! I think like a chunk of my lung came out of me.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Jesus.
I mean, it's like pinkish sludge. I think I'm not dying.
That's good.
I just
didn't.
died from putting out parts of his one of his blood vessels slowly, like pieces of it, and he had it like every failure, like heart failure and lung failure.
Oh God, fucking damn it!
And after they did the surgery, after the death, they could connect the stuff that he coughed out to the main order, like the main veins.
Yeah, ow. No, I was just like, I'm just like finishing being sick, and I was eating beets, so now whatever is coming out of me is like this sick phlegm that's like pink colored because everything inside me is pink because of beets. So I don't think I'm literally coughing up pieces of my body. At least I hope not.
Yeah. It was a weird story. I read the report. It was funny as hell.
I mean, I am now genuinely concerned about my well-being, and thank you for that mental image.
It's like 1 in a billion case, kinda what he had, and he was fat as hell. So, if I remember correctly. So yeah.
Yeah, dude. Recently I lost quite a bit of weight. I'm actually proud of myself. Like I'm not a fat fuck.
Practicing or just like eating habit?
Yeah, just eating habits. Like
That's
literally no exercising, just like not eating like a slob.
I cut down
That's good.
a meal a day. I eat one meal, but I make sure it's a good meal. And I don't exercise for shit. It's so easy to keep
I do intermittent fasting too. I only eat calories at the last 8 hours of the day, and I exercise like a motherfucker. And I feel healthy as fuck doing that.
It was mainly my substance abuse that reduced my appetite.
Oh, hey, well, it kind of sounds like some good substances if it reduces your appetite.
Yeah, I mean...
Sounds like we would have been friends a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
Before I got married and my wife would cut my dick off now.
I haven't done anything.
Man, this is so depressing.
I haven't touched anything for years now. Gave all that shit up.
Yeah, me too. Give it all up for these fucking people here that I'm making a game for. Oh, and my unborn child.
Yeah, I've been like fucking burning your brain away is no way to live.
How much money has been spent on amphetamines during the course of development? Well, the thing is I'm prescribed amphetamines, so... But Tyler wasn't.
Dude, I'm trying to find the definition of some shit in libgyro, but it's just...
What is it you're looking for?
J_x86 underscore key.
J_x86 what?
Underscore key.
x86 underscore key?
To rip the GLFW input that you have. I sent it in Discord.
Oh, dude, I haven't used that shit in a very long time. I don't know how that works. SDL input's what you should be looking at. That shit might be really out of date. Oh, x86 key. Oh, that might not even exist anymore. Yeah, that dude, you should be looking. My bad. I probably should have told you. You should be looking at. Let me show you. Fuck.
There's so much shit here. Like,
That implementation is really fucking old. libgyro sources. I don't do GLFL shit anymore. SDL under sources. Gyro controller. SDL. Actually, I think keyboard is. Fuck. No, wait. Keyboard's not in there. Keyboard's from Qt. Qt. Gyro input Qt.c++ is where. This is pretty simple, but you see where I get the Qt key down events and I translate it into the libgyro keyboard. So it's gyro input Qt, my bad. And then controller is SDL. But yeah, we used to use GLFW before the engine and toolkit like became one, you know, and we used Qt, but I only use GLFW because someone else did that back end and I don't really like it. I like SDL a lot better. I'm an SDL guy.
I was thinking of using SDL, but I was trying to rip something where you might already have it.
Oh yeah.
And I saw that, so I guess I'll just do some SDL shit.
Hey.
Context working and shit.
Oh nice.
I on the video platform for web. By the way, for EVMU call, the web branch is ready to be merged to there, so they should have created a build system in the build folder. File and shit.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Sweet. The web apps is on separate thing.
Okay, I'll approve right after the stream because I can't show them the URL of the server.
Yeah, so
that sounds great though. How's the PSP shit going?
Something.
Something?
We're trying to get drawing going. Right
Oh
now.
shit! Yeah, well there you
For
go.
some reason, it's only the top portion of the screen.
That's definitely.
But here, if I open a log real quick.
That log looks really well other than that shit. The log looked just like.
Ew.
Just decided to take a shit.
Is that an emulator or like how the fuck?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I didn't know there was an emulator for that.
PPSSPP. I have an actual
good?
PSP sitting next to me. It's okay. It can play most games, but it's got does some weird things with homebrew apps.
Gotcha.
Not weird enough to, like, it'll be fine for EVMU, but, yeah.
Right. Real quick, someone says they are taking a Java class, and it's been forever since they've written any code. How do I tell them to prepare? The guy who said actually look for a Java for Dummies book is the correct answer, unless you want to kill yourself. The Is for Dummies books aren't that bad, and you don't need a book to like teach you everything. You just need enough to like, oh yeah, this is how fucking programming works. It doesn't have to be Is for Dummies. You know, other books are fine. It's been so long since I've done like a pure. I don't really buy like learning language books like that. I buy like very specific books nowadays. But like, there's like Teach Yourself in 12 days, 21 days. There's like for Dummies. There's so many books. And that's how I learned C++. Some of them are better than other ones, yeah, but like in general, there's going to be a good one out there for this, you know. And you don't need anything that much. If maybe just like thumb through and remember how the fuck code works, I guess, or you can look it up online. But I'm a book guy, as you can see with all this shit back here.
And sometimes there is good people in Udemy and the other ones. Most of them are just shit, but like sometimes there is good ones that give lectures there.
Yeah, it all depends. Like honestly, it all depends on like what's the level of the complexity of the exam you're gonna be taking. Because if it's relatively easy, then you can probably have a catch up in 2 hours. If it's like really complex, then well, you're kind of fucked.
Dude, did I just scare off the guy who's shit talking us? Because like, let's be real, I'm the one who's like putting my face here in real time, being shit talked. So, like, if me just giving you a little shit back scared you off, like, come on, bro, nut up. You can throw it back at me. It's fine. Shit talk me back. That's how friendship works.
Are you using SDL 1 or
2.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They're almost... Yeah, definitely am, but...
Like SDL2.h. Hold on, actually.
No.
I see it's for Raspberry Pi. There's SDL2 headers, but for Win32 on. Yeah, for Win32 it's SDL1 it looks like.
It's definitely... I mean, the headers are in the repository. You can check. They might just be named that, but they're 100% definitely SDL2 because you can even look at the DLLs there. It's definitely SDL2. Jenkins builds, ES toolkit, WinX86, master, lib, SDL2.dll. There's no SDL1 in here. Oh shit, I'm not even showing my screen. SDL. Oh, never mind, dude's still here. Alright, cool. Oh, okay, if you can be publicly bitched out like that, like what I just did, and stay here, that is grounds for friendship. That's how I work. So, alright, you're good by me.
I don't remember.
You're not a snowflake.
I don't remember which game developer said it, or but there was one that if someone is bitching about your game.
Oh, never mind. He's being a dick. We've waited over 10 years for a game. Oh, for a demo. Yeah, it's true. You have, but over 10 years. Let me think. You have not waited that long for. Like 10 years ago, there was not even a game called Elysian Shadows, dude. Like I don't know where the fuck you're getting that 10-year figure, other than maybe your asshole, but. I'm not even working on VMU shit, and the funny thing is, like, other people are the ones working on the VMU shit, and then people still talk shit like I'm the one fucking doing it.
I know, right?
Like, you just want to fucking hate, dude. Just go bitch. Come on, let's hear it. You got any more?
Oh shit, man, the chat fucking exploded.
Dude, it always does this.
Here's the thing, though. There was Elysian Shadows 10 years ago. In fact, it was 11 years ago, the first adventures in game development.
Dude, the name Elysian Shadows wasn't even chosen until chapter 13.
Chapter 6.
He doesn't.
Let's see.
Chapter 16 was 10 years ago, dude.
Oh my god, am I that fucking old?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Okay.
Oh,
Alright, so I think you're a complete piece of shit, but I apologize for getting my timeline screwed up. Am I really that fucking old?
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Fuck.
You're about to be a father. What do you think?
Oh god, yes.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Do it.
I'll still be better looking than all you motherfuckers. But for real though, the first couple years it was not even called Elysian Shadows. Let me see. 11 years ago. So, did chapter 13... Let me see when chapter 13 was. This is important. Chapter 13. I think it was chapter 13. It was in the very intro. Yep, after 2 long weeks. Let's see, that was 2008. It was about exactly 10 years ago.
Damn.
Let me explain to you why that's like kind of like a fucking retarded thing to say. Yeah, you think 10 years is a long time for a bunch of kids with a dream who knew absolutely nothing about game development to learn the most complicated language C++, to develop all the shit I fucking developed and do all this shit. Is that really that unreasonable considering you act like I was like a 30-year-old guy, like veteran game developer, like, oh, I'm gonna make this game, and then fucking like it took all this time. Like that is such actual bullshit compared to what, if you go back and look, I lived in my mom's fucking attic, I didn't even know how to render a fucking polygon. You have seen me go through every bit of it. And that's why I'm proud of it. I'm not like, fucking ashamed. Like, oh my god, it took so long. Like, what? You saw me stick with something for 10 fucking years and grow up doing it and still fucking do it?
Yeah, like...
I can't say... I really can't say I'm, like, ashamed of that because I'm not.
Yeah, I can totally get bitching at us for, I know, like, past 2 years.
And
I'm gonna...
no, since the Kickstarter was late, yes. But let me say something. The Elysian Shadows that was there back then is nowhere remotely even fucking near the same goddamn game it is now. It was going to be an old school 2D only RPG that looked like it was only on the Dreamcast, even on the PC. Like, we fundamentally reinvented, rebranded, and redid what the game was supposed to be. And we were like 12. So, like, get off my dick. Like, that is just not quite the reality of it. That, oh man, these guys are like one day, like 30-year-olds, like, I'm gonna make a fucking game, and now we're fucking 40. That's not how that fucking happened.
Wait, how old are you now, Falco?
29.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Nice. That's fucking shit.
Nice.
I mean, yeah. I thought you were older, like 34 already, but sure.
You look older.
No, not from the look, from the knowledge mainly.
From the from the knowledge. I mean, I am bald. Like, it's cool. I do look older. Until my next transplant.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just making the good old joke of like, oh, you look older than you actually are.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
I'm not
that's
30
good.
yet. Dude, bullshit, dude. I had fucking hair replacement. My hairline did not disappear. My hairline is actually strong as fuck. My crown disappeared. My crown disappeared, and I still have a hairline, so it looks retarded when I grow it out. I have my hairline restored, but I was too young to have the crown done, so it's either I grow hair that only grows up here, or I just go bald and I don't fucking care that much anymore. My insecurity's gone, dude. I've been coding for Dreamcast for all these years. Like, if I really gave a fuck what people think about me, like, I probably would have blown my head off a long
Just grow
time ago.
beard instead.
Oh yeah, I can tell you as a bald guy, like you just cannot be bald and unshaven. Like you have to have some fucking hair on your face. And it's fucking tough because I can barely grow any.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
let's get real. Let's get real. Let's get the fucking screen back, right? Like here.
You want?
Like
Okay,
here,
yeah.
I literally cannot grow more than what you can see here.
You want to know something
And you
funny?
have
The
no
last
idea how much of a bitch it is.
The last 3 or 4 chapters of Adventures in Game Development after my hair transplant, do you notice how I have a full lush head of hair? I was wearing fucking hair concealer. That was fake. Because I got so sick of people like, oh my god, I'm just going to talk about Falco's hairline instead of pay attention to what he's fucking doing. I did it for like my work so that people would shut the fuck up, but I don't care anymore. But that was, I was always bald here, and if you go back and look at the several videos, they make microfiber powder you can powder on your crown, and it gives you fake hair.
You know what's fucking funniest? You know what's like the fucking best shit about all of that?
Do they
Like,
care about
the people
your
were
hair?
saying that you literally embezzled Kickstarter money for the fucking hair transplant when it was present.
It's a
That was
joke.
like that was the best shit. It's like,
Oh, dude, that was Marcel that said that.
I was like, yeah, he was like, use Kickstarter money for the fucking hair
Marcel made a post that that I'm addicted to meth and blew Kickstarter money on meth, and then that I blew the Kickstarter money on a hair transplant.
The most ripped method I've ever seen.
Nice.
Did you hear my wife? Did you hear my wife? My wife in the background goes, no, I fucking paid for it.
Falco, how much was it?
The hair transplant? 10
No,
grand.
the meth.
Oh, the meth? Dude, I don't know. How much is meth on the street?
I don't know, you told me.
I don't fucking know, dude.
You're a pretty
It's
shitty meth head.
disgusting, man. How much is meth? The 8 bomb?
I wonder now. Wait, can I
Oh
Google
no,
that?
what have I started?
I thought meth was supposed to be cheap.
No, and now with the cannabis, with the free cannabis, not free like legal cannabis, it's marijuana, whatever. Yeah, it's in April. It's in April. Never like with all this coming legal, all the other drugs are getting pushed out of the market, and their prices.
How much meth do you need to get high?
Dude, you are asking the wrong fucking person. Why are you asking this?
Because I want to judge the, like, how much.
I would.
Oh, that's true. I have no
I
idea.
would recommend you get a book for dummy for drug dealers.
See if they take food stamps.
What?
Wait, what?
Read the chat, bro.
The chat dropped?
No, read the chat. It's just cracking me up.
Oh.
Wait, which chat? Which one?
I'm just on the no brush. Sounds like meth hair transplant, and that really made me crank up.
That's what it was. If you listen to Marcel.
But seriously, because like I thought that meth was always cheap, but it looks expensive.
Yeah, I know. How the fuck does that work? How can people afford to be? Because that looks. Is that just like a shit ton of meth?
Didn't you know, like, to be homeless sometimes in some countries anyway, being an homeless, like going like an homeless and taking money from stranger is like more than minimum wage, and even like double it, if not triple it. You can like live really amazing by just like.
Oh, so you can get like a fucking. So apparently, if you're non-abuser, it goes between. I think if you take it intravenously, it's like 0.1.
Oh my god, dude! Why are we looking at this shit?
No, because like if it's like 0.1, it's like 100. I could see the reason why meth heads are meth heads, because it's really fucking cheap.
I used to know a guy that would inject cocaine.
Okay.
He'd have to get really pure fully, apparently, whatever that means, and fucking ice it and then gonna have whatever. And then fucking dissolve this shit in water and just shoot it up like it's heroin. Some of these people are insane.
Falco.
Yeah.
More questions. There's a GL implementation for PSP apparently.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's old as crap and doesn't support. Probably nowhere near OpenGL 4 point whatever.
Yeah.
Is there any way to use that for testing, or
what do you mean?
LibGyro deal with like an OpenGL 2 target?
No. It's OpenGL like 4.0 minimum right now. So you can totally, you're gonna have to implement gyro video eventually if you want like a full libgyro build. And gyro video has pretty simple API for things like that map very well to immediate mode, like start, triangle, list. You know what I mean? Where basically you would just wrap that 2.0 shit. So the libgyro just basic API maps pretty well to immediate mode because of that.
Okay. Good to know then.
The biggest risk for us is regarding the realization rate. The biggest risk for Elysian Shadows is regarding our ambitious technical vision for a Dreamcast.
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't even... What the fuck? What are you posting? Something I fucking like said like 50 years ago? What?
I didn't know you were that old.
I mean, like, does that not sound like a risk to you, bro? Have you done some shit for the Dreamcast that I don't know about? Where did this... Did he, like, go to the fucking Kickstarter page and, like, pull out some text and say, stop bitching? That's, like, the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard.
I'm really not sure what he's trying to accomplish, that's the problem.
So much for the Ouya. I still have Ouya support. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, what, magically it disappeared from the universe? And as long as one person still wants it, then I'll still support it.
I kind of forgot about it.
That's a good question if anyone even...
Yeah, I know, I'm still waiting on that answer.
Well, I gotta go take a shit. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Who the fuck?
What not to say in a live stream for dummies?
Who the fuck just said that?
Dr. Seuss in here.
Alright, we're probably gonna have to end fairly soon. Wife's going to bed or I want to shut up. I'll probably go for another hour or so.
Remember, Falco, like, there was a guy... Never mind. The joke would be horrible. The joke, there was the live stream, like, the one that played with his friend GTA 5 and raped someone while he's hot micing.
What the...
Yeah.
That's funny.
And there was another Twitch guy that beat his girlfriend on stream. And
that's
fucked up.
Yeah, there was some fucking serious domestic abuse going on. That was fucked up.
Yes.
Dude, I love these people bitching about the VMU build who have no idea how much effort that took or how little effort. Who like don't realize that that's why I'm contracting the fucking game out to other people, and that's why there are literally other people in this chat fucking doing that shit right now while I'm working on the game. Like,
Oh no, there is like
my dick.
No, there is like one guy and
Step
everyone
off
else
it.
is defending you.
Dude, I'm here.
I'm talking about that one dude.
It's literally just like Armando hating on you. At least,
Just bitching.
unless I misunderstood.
Like, that's like the favorite thing for like morons who have no idea how like anything works in programming to bitch about. Like, I don't know what it takes to make a VMU emulator, but it found pretty hard. That must be it. That must be the reason that's late. That one thing.
I mean, dude, let's be real. Like, Kickstarter has been around for quite a bit of time. Game development has been around for quite a bit of time, and I don't think I've seen a project survive what we survived and still going on. Like, people just gave up.
No, people give up always.
Yeah, people just fucking quit. So
Dude, we've been talking about the VMU a bunch because there are multiple people in here working on the VMU, and you guys have asked about the fucking VMU a bunch. Do you want me to just start fucking ignoring you guys then? Like, I'm literally answering your questions the entire time, showing you what you want to fucking see. You're like, bitch, that we're talking about the VMU a bunch? Like, what the fuck?
I don't think they can comprehend, dude, that the VMU support on these different platforms also means ES support on these different
No, I don't think that they can get that.
VMU is love, VMU is life.
yeah,
Like, do you guys understand that when people fucking put the VMU on a different platform, the way the code base works, those are other platforms Elysian Shadows being ported for?
That's interesting. I think if the Elysian Shadow will support PSP or PSP Vita.
Dude,
in
Armando,
Japan,
you're
there will
such a
be-
fucking retard, dude.
In Japan, there will be a lot of player base for the game. There's still, apparently, it's still like Nintendo Switch just passed the amount of PSV in Japan.
But are you serious? Oh, that's weird. I thought there were a lot more.
dude, like,
Hey, Armando, I have like a respectful question real quick. Like, you seem to know a whole shitload about game development. Can you explain to me like where that comes from? Like, I mean, I'm pretty open. No. Armando, do you have a degree? Do you have a game finish? Do you have like anything to prove that you are anything other than just some random fucking asshole on the internet? I'm open. You can like, I don't fucking know. Like, do you fucking like make little Excel spreadsheets, like fucking Tetris in them or something? Like, it'd be impressive.
Is it on the Facebook or the
no, YouTube.
Twitch? Oh, YouTube. Where's the YouTube link though?
I mean, it's fine.
I mean, I'm curious. Like, I like to know like what these people do. Like, cause I mean, it would be rude of me just to like assume he's a retard. But I mean, like, I'm waiting to be shown that he's not.
That's true. Let's mute it and then.
I ain't talking to you, Rise.
I mean, you know, not like fucking Jacob is still here and works on gameplay, and I'm here.
You worked at Konami. What did you do there? Did you make an entire fucking game and engine there? What did you do at Konami?
Guys, dude.
Were you like a tester? What did you do? Where's your portfolio, bro?
Shit.
I mean, I'm willing to believe that the guy is genuinely worked at Konami and now flies airplanes, but just saying it makes it.
Yeah, I mean, but like, it doesn't really mean much. Oh, you worked someplace? Like, oh, I work at AMD. That does not actually mean fucking anything.
Wait,
that doesn't mean that I'm qualified to like.
Wait, fucking mobile development? Wait, seriously, fucking the mobile gaming? Are we discussing with a mobile gaming now? There are some like wonderful. So here's the deal. There are some really wonderful mobile game developers that I genuinely respect, and they're great at what they're doing. But you show no understanding of literally what you can see on the screen. Because, yes, we are talking like Falco's answering questions about VMU, because people are fucking asking them. But you can also see, right now, a fucking art being developed, and code for the game being developed. So what's the problem?
Yeah, I'm not sharing my screen. My bad.
Or were you doing something
And,
over there? That was cool.
And everyone is open to talk about any question there is.
Yeah, like we've been talking about VMU because that's what people are most interested right now. And what do you like? I mean, do you have any fucking questions? I can answer them.
No, he just wants to bitch. ES is on mobile, yeah. I think I broke the build the other day, though, when I was swapping out the solid-state drive in the build server, though. But yeah, it's on mobile. I gotta grab some water. Anyway, I just wanted to, see what he did for a living, and now that I know, no further questions.
Yeah, I mean,
Judge what you will.
Because I just basically just got angry at the dude. I was going with my anger in the wrong direction. The guy is just stupid. It's not like, because I was fucking hating on mobile game developers. And I know some of them, I know a lot of them who are fucking great. And I was thinking in terms of game designers, so it's like, I was fucking wrong, sorry.
There is a saying about all these guys that are like bitching about games, that they're really caring about the game, and they didn't really want to play it and say it succeed most of the time. And that's the way of showing it. Just like a broken way to show it.
I mean, yeah, I can understand being bitching at us for being late for all kinds of valid reasons, but just because, it's not like Falco's literally working only on VMU at the expense of everything else ever.
Yeah.
It's a work that needs to be done one way or the other to support rest of the fucking code base. If you have any tangential understanding of programming and development, not only game development, of any development, it's a very simple basic concept to understand. So that's why I'm so angry at the dude, because at this point, is it incompetence or is it just malice right now? God, I got angry.
It's like looking at it, thinking that it's all linear, that it's just a one-way progression whenever it's really just more or less modular. You work on various different things that have to be, make a certain standard, and then that gets plugged into what we're doing overall. Fuck. Patrick, where are the comments at for this?
I mean, those are going from YouTube. The guys on YouTube, but in general, yeah, if you want to answer him in chat. Yeah, yeah, sorry guys, I got angry and I got personal and I shouldn't have done that. My apologies.
So, Jacob.
Yes.
Is the enemy will be able to fight a different enemy? So you can just let's say, get a goblin group following you and then fighting, let's say, a slime group?
Literally, the way the AI is set up, yeah, would be able to do that, but right now it's just set up to have enmity towards the player's party. But you could, since most of the way we do enmity and how to set aggro is through bit masks, you can actually have it to where you can have different factions. We can have it set up to where different groups would be able to attack each other.
Alright, I'm back. So yeah, the engine doesn't really give a shit what side things are on, there's just a mask, you can say oh, he's fucking against him and him, it's more like you tell him team-based or whatever. You could have just a fucking fully AI-driven battle or something like that. You could flop the bits on 2 party members and do PvP and shit like that. The engine really doesn't give a shit.
That's nice. That's really nice.
No, dude, you can download Elysian VMU right now. Just go to the website. Oh my god, someone's asking about the VMU. You want a bitch, bro? You want a bitch? Armandoa? It's right here. Just go here. These are the latest builds.
Do you have a function that returns the address of a table in Lua?
Why would you ever need the memory address of a table in Lua? That sounds like a bad idea.
For debugging. Because right now, I don't know if you can see my screen. This is the table I'm supposed to go into
One
my
sec.
function, and this is the table that's coming in.
Shit, one. Okay, wait, say it again. Oh, wrong
Like,
screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck this table is going, because the table that I'm pulling in to my function is not the table I'm getting.
Okay, I can add that, yeah. I think, does ArtPrint? No, ArtPrint doesn't do that. I forgot. There used to be a way to do it, but you can't do that right now. I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, it's easy as hell for me to do, but it has to be something Ratback to use.
That's just for debugging shit.
Oh, did Patrick apologize to Armandoa?
No.
Oh, I'm not sorry for shit, bro. You're a fucking dick.
Oh, no. I apologize.
You're more than welcome to be here, though, which is, like, more respect you're showing me, so, like...
No. I still think that the guy is hating for the wrong reasons, but I shouldn't have gone as angry as I did in person.
Oh, whatever.
And,
I'm, like, showing, like my life's work, like, freely on the internet right now. And I'm doing this in front of everyone. Like, I'm not sorry for shit. You want to come up in my shit and be a fucking dick? Fuck you. And then especially complain because I'm talking and answering what other people want to talk about.
Yeah.
It is personal.
You know how I am. I don't like getting angry in public.
Oh. Yeah.
Just,
I don't control it. I just get angry.
Yeah. I mean, like I do too, and I do my best to control it, because I just don't like myself when I'm getting angry, and I don't think I'm very productive then. So I'm trying to, you know, have it done, and it's like, you know, it's like I just don't like when it happens when I'm getting too angry at stuff. It's just like the fact that I got angry, you know.
Makes sense.
Whoa, I'm back. That was refreshing.
What in the fuck?
Anyway, how are you guys doing?
Amazing. How are you?
Shit, Wayne.
I'm just fine.
Dude, Falco, they seriously don't have fucking... I thought I had... Didn't I had like Loran Forest normal map, sort of like partway through?
Oh, I thought you did. I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
Yeah,
You'd have to look around. Maybe Jacob knows, or you'd have to look around.
Oh wait, no, I see
on
looking for
the GitLab or something.
Got that bitch. Oh, thank fucking God.
No, Armandoa, I'm gonna delay fucking development to keep bitching at your dumb ass.
Is he still bitching?
That's what he does. Bitch is gonna bitch. I mean, alright, let's think about this objectively. You are an individual who has your own life. It is Saturday fucking night. You could be out doing anything else. And instead you're in a live stream with a game that you apparently hate this fucking much. Like, wow. Wow.
There's someone in the chat who's made the claim that that was a long shit. That was actually a fairly brisk shit.
Oh, it's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about exactly which type of shit that was.
Jesus.
I was not sure.
I think the matter of shit economics is very important, so yeah, thanks for keeping the record straight.
My personality breeds trolls. Yeah, obviously. I'm not gonna disagree with you. Did you think I was gonna disagree?
Then read the chat in YouTube.
Fuck, let me think. Do enemies have spells? Anyone? Jacob? Would enemies have spells or just abilities? I guess maybe I should, just in case, put spells at that level of
I mean,
specification.
I have nothing to do with the development of your game, but I'd imagine if you have magic in the game, you'd want enemies to do spells at some point.
No, you don't. It's not. Oh, really, smart at? No, it's because we also have abilities too, and the way that spells and abilities are sourced is different. So whether it's just an ability or an actual spell is different.
I see.
Spells can also be learned and shit, where abilities are more innate.
Oh my god, fuck. I hate myself.
Why?
Look at my screen.
No, you don't have to pay any royalties to QT. The only time you ever... Sorry, real quick. The only time you ever have to pay QT is if you're actually modifying their source code and are not dynamically linking. It's GPL, so we would never fucking do that. So, no, of course not. I ain't paying them shit.
So here's one of the reasons why I was so adamant when I was like, okay guys, normal mapping of a tile set is literally the last thing I'm going to do in development of an area. Like, once I start normal mapping, I don't add shit, because this is what happens. So, as you may see,
Hold on. Oh, fuck.
There are only certain tiles that are matching, because the tile set changed so much since the last time I normal mapped it, that I have no fucking clue which one goes, like which one is which, and I will have to probably spend some time redoing all of that. So for all intents and purposes, I really shouldn't be doing normal mapping for the demo, but fuck it, I probably should for all of the other reasons, and that's like the reason why I'm doing it. I just wanted to vent my frustration publicly at the process of making it all, and that I'm also partially at fault of that. And basically, my own misery right now is of my own making, and I don't have anyone else to blame for it.
Right. So, real quick, yes, ambient occlusion is 100% going to be there. What do you mean by soft particles? For particles, we are doing... Doom 4 was fantastic at this. They did screen space particle collision. It's like blood splatters and shit actually interacting with the 3D environment, like instead of just like sitting on top of it. We are... what the fuck is a soft particle?
Soft particles generally mean that, like, if you have a particle that's like a smoke quad and it intersects with a piece of the level geometry, instead of noticing that, oh, it's actually just a billboard, it sort of blends away into here, I'll find a specific example of it.
It is pronounced cute, not QT. I call it QT because I'm a dumbass, and I don't want to say my code is powered by Qt because that sounds fucking retarded.
Basically, Falco, it's
This is like a shade. It's something in the shader, a shader thing. I don't know that I was. So basically, the particles can have custom shaders for sure, but I'm not sure right now that I would have implemented that shader to do exactly.
In the Hangouts chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, the code to do it is easy. Like, you can just fucking write it yourself.
Right. So, yeah, maybe you guys can do that. I mean, definitely the particles can have custom shaders. Gotcha.
But maybe there is like a reason for, I know, some optimization to not handle it purely in shader? Because like Unity does like soft particles sort of by itself, but it's only in their own shaders that are writing it. And I'm not sure if they're doing some sort of optimizations, or is it actually as stupid as I think it is?
No, it's probably pretty... I mean, they might have a little some, but it's probably... The premise is probably stupid, but It's just built in something.
Yeah, because the effect itself is not complicated, right? Like,
Patrick, someone's asking about why the fuck didn't we just use 3D geometry?
Why we don't use 3D geometry?
Just check out chat.
Specifically for, they're asking specifically for generating normal maps. You know, why not just make 3D models for the render them to the sprites?
Well, that doesn't match. That doesn't at all match the aesthetic of this game. Like, why would we make 3D models for everything when like that doesn't match the aesthetic, and he only has to make it for like certain faces? Like, that would be substantial amount of wasted work, assuming it would even match the aesthetic.
Believe me when I said doing them by hand is literally fastest and least sort of like the best.
Okay, I don't know
way
about that. He's just fucking insane.
There is definitely not any sort of 3D geometry because I would have to spend time building it, which is definitely bad. I will literally do it faster just by painting by hand based on the pixel art that I have under it. Any sort of tools. If there is, we were discussing last time on stream with Falco some sort of like a pre-generation of it. So basically, because I'm going to do depth maps anyway, there could be a way to sort of like guesstimate the angle of a pixels based on their depth in relation with the others. So there we can potentially, and I think this is something that we're gonna look up in the future, that there is possible to just sort of like pre-generate normal maps, and then I do touch-ups on them.
Oh right, yeah, that was going to be on the toolkit side, right?
Yeah, but it's there is not really a better way to do it. Like there are tricks, time savers, but this is purely like the thing that I was bitching. I'm not bitching about actually making them. It's just like the organization process of it. So simply because since the start of development, like initially we had like those sort of cliffs, yeah. Everything is going straight across, and it's like there is no actual geometry, sort of like simulated. I just painted. But then we switched to actually moving the geometry in the engine itself, which basically removes everything, like all of that. Like this is, wait, let me fucking be more explicit so it's more visible. This is not going to exist. This doesn't have to exist. But at this point, because we have like for like Loren, we already have all of the Loren built. So for now, I'm just gonna normal map that, and then after I'm gonna finish everything else that's important, I'm gonna go back and sort of, you know, update it. But at this point, I can't spend time updating the same shit over and over again. I need to move on. So at this point, it's just so you know, we finished the game. So right now, it's just basically looking into what I can do right now versus what should I be doing in general for the good of the game versus like, okay man, you've been redoing the same area for fucking 2 years, time to stop, this is becoming an addiction, right?
Oh fuck, I forgot something. Oh god, someone asked about VMU resources. I thought I wasn't supposed to talk about that. Maybe we should ask Dickmaster Flex if I'm allowed to talk about the VMU anymore.
What the fuck?
libgyro web now has a render context and it handles keyboard input.
Oh yeah.
For the most part. I still need to fix some shit. We're getting there.
Nice.
Solar Sipes, if you're talking about my keyboard, then fuck, I'm not sure which one
we've been blessed. We're allowed to talk about the VMU. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, you want to join our dev chat, which is in Discord.
Oh yeah,
because that's where we all are, and a bunch of people are making VMU shit, and our VMU programmer can help. Let me get the link. Invite the people. Edit the link. Why does it fucking? Yeah, that's our wives' chat. It's for my wife. Generate new lane, copy. Okay, so you want to go here. If you can see that, you want to join that. And real quick, you want to go to vmu.elysianshadows.com, grab that, and then you want to go to Marcus Comstead's VMU programming site here, and go to hardware, visual memory system. Right here is where you can read about like the processor and how like the rundown of the instruction set and the registers. But it's basically go here and we'll help point you in the right direction. Someone's making a book and shit about the VMU. It will have all of the fucking all this kind of shit will be built into the eVMU documentation someday. I use the plain boring ass Apple keyboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure about specifics of mine, but I have Cherry MX Red switches. So
I got browns in mine.
We don't store every texture in one atlas. Like the game is split into sub areas, sub regions. Like the game is a list of levels, and then levels have areas, and then those share textures, and then a lot of those textures are within atlases. But it's not like the whole game is one massive fucking texture and video RAM. I mean, we're only loading atlases of things that are going to be rendered as part of the scene. It depends on the scene which atlases we load. We're not like... So basically we unload and reload texture memory. It can be at runtime, but most of it's done when you enter or leave a level or area. Although, if like you cast a spell or something, that spell's not cached or loaded, like, yeah, it will dynamically stream that shit in. So that will work too.
Oh my fucking god, did I do that? Oh, Jesus. No, it's like when I did that normal maps for the fucking Kickstarter, right?
Right.
Because those are shit.
Oh, the Kickstarter. Oh, half of those weren't even yours, but yeah, they look like shit. I feel like Armandoa secretly wants to be a VMU programmer.
So I think so too.
I think he secretly is like, dude, this fucking VMU shit. Right, Armandoa?
Like...
I think he secretly like grew up like, oh, I wish I could write code on this fucking thing. And now we're just kind of like rubbing in like his childhood fantasy in his face. That's why he hates it. Also,
so,
that looks good,
like
Patrick.
In denial, like those.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's my theory.
Yeah, like the fucking ultra-religious preachers that are anti-gay, and then turns out that they actually are pretty gay. I mean, it's a theory.
Oh, dude, I meant to tell you, don't forget, if you have something slanted, Patrick, it's still going to look fucked. I need to fix the normal direction on the slants, so it's still not taking... I forgot about that.
Lauren Forest
I totally forgot about that.
To be 100% non-slanted.
Wait, is it? Because Jacob was already doing slants, and they look really good.
Oh, wait, is
the cliffs.
Is he? Is he?
Yeah, dude, Jacob, show him the cliffs.
Oh my fucking god, Jacob, are you genuinely doing that?
Dude, yeah, it looks really good. Yeah.
You
he did it.
basically won me like 2 weeks of my life.
Yeah, no, it looks great. Shit, apply item.
Jacob, are you married? Because I wanna marry you.
I'm divorced, so...
He's divorced, so he's definitely not gonna let you do it. Oh, wait, hold on, let me give it. Oh, shit, okay, alright. So,
oh my
hold on. Yes, this is with the slants. Probably go into perspective. I need to fix some shit, first of all. And the first-person camera will make, like, previewing this shit so much easier. That's why I was working on the first-person camera debug behavior. Because right now you can see through a lot of the smoke and mirrors of, like, with the slants and shit. Damn, dog. Can you zoom out?
Yeah.
He's using that piece of shit, like, camera view that I never fucking knew anyone used.
Can you show me which tile are you using for the connection between, like, the cliffs and the cliffs and the grass?
Cliffs and the grass. Okay.
So you're seeing the game in like a full 3D perspective, breaking like the special illusions and shit to show how we had to orient some shit, especially in 3D. Notice the black regions, like in a fucking orthographic projection, you cannot see the side faces, right? So it's optimized out when you're actually seeing it, so we don't actually have to place tiles there.
Oh, Patrick. let's see.
Yeah.
Also, too, on some of these areas like this, what I did was I popped it open to where it's, I know that's flat.
Yeah, no, that's a cactus.
Yeah. Just so it's still standing up, even though it's not at the plant it would originally be at.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm grabbing something.
Okay. Yeah, because like now, so now I'm just like looking about like okay, so okay. Okay, then we need to make a quick let me actually do something cancerous. Wait, fuck, I can just fucking pull from you. I don't have to test through you. I can just fucking run the SDK on my fucking engine. On my machine.
Which all these areas are committed, so you should be good.
Yeah, because now I'm going to basically start removing tiles and do that until I break shit. So I'd rather not to, because there's a lot of fucking old cancerous shit. Oh baby, dude, I'm fucking so excited now.
Oh shit, Shuri's test area. I've got to get my debug scripts, or debug text. Oh wow, okay, let me guess, it's not fucked now. Table, all set another table. No, fuck it.
Fuck, I shouldn't be looking at those areas. Oh, baby, that's good.
Functions set by the table. Shall expect it got nil. How the fuck is that nil? In combat behavior 47, so on 47. The attribute, yeah.
Yeah.
How in the fuck? Whatever.
So what are you working on, Jacob?
Right now I'm trying to see why Lou is being so fucking retarded. I mean, right now I'm in the combat behavior. I have attributes for the combat moves, and it's just a basic attribute that all the moves inherit. And for some reason, it's giving me some table that's defined in another enemy that's not related to this one. And I have no idea where the fuck it's pulling it from. So I'm debugging. And right now, Lou is telling me that one of these is not a fucking table, which I know is bullshit. Because everything in Lou is a table. Everything is a table.
Yeah, everything's a table.
Alright, what did I miss? Did he make us look good?
Everything's a table in Lua.
Yeah, check out my screen.
Yeah, everything ever is a fucking table. Not only in Lua, but in ES too. By design.
Should we start shitting on OpenGL right now?
OpenGL's a piece of shit. What is the video? What the fuck? What machine are you on?
Dude, GTX 1090.
Do you have like an integrated card that it might be picking? What the fuck? Something is really fucked up.
What the fuck?
And you have your OpenGL drivers installed?
Dude, I have like fucking, I mean like...
You'll have to send me the debug log, but like, that is fucking weird.
Yeah, before it like fucking just crashed outright on me. When I tried to load assets. It was fucking weird.
I mean,
what is the...
that's fine, but it's not even initializing OpenGL.
Where's the fucking logs?
It's going to be in your documents and then ESTK.
Alright, gotcha.
Yeah, VMU is assembly code, but we have someone who is writing the assembler. Yes, it's cross-platform, but you have to have a VMU attached to any device that launches the game. No, you don't, because we have eVMU can run inside of Elysian Shadows, so you can still play it in-game. And then you can distribute your shit, like, as a standalone ROM, too, so that's not really quite true. Like, if you don't have... First of all, when you're playing ES, you can be running eVMU on your phone or something, and then connect to them. I'm talking about the fucking VMU. And then connect to that and have that as your screen or your display, or, like, run your game on that. Or we could just as easily, like, fucking draw the VMU on a bunch of tiles in-game. It really doesn't make a difference. But, like, we'll probably do all of the above.
Yo, Jacob, post the path in my documents somewhere.
What happened?
For the log on Windows.
Okay, go to your user documents. No, go back to your user folder, I guess.
If I can find the users here.
Like I'm watching.
I'm doing it in all the different ones.
Okay, yeah. Go users. Go to, I guess it would be user, not default user.
Yeah, the user.
And then
Well, default?
Okay. No.
Default or user? User. Yeah.
Then ESTK.
Oh yeah, here is ESTK, yeah. Engine debug? Which one do you want, Falco?
Oh, wait, say it again? What?
The logs. Which logs do you want? Engine?
Oh, engine.
Gamma,
Oh, shit, or is it toolkit? Is there a toolkit one? Yeah, that one.
Fuck, I'm gonna send you both. Here's engine and here's gamma.
And what version of toolkit?
Gamma is too big. I cannot send it. Wait, what?
What? I don't even think we're still using Gamma debug. That's gotta be old as shit.
Yeah, this is like fucking 32 megabytes of text.
That's hilarious.
I should probably delete that.
Do a boxing or coding match with J-Force? Dude, I would fucking murder them.
Wait, what? It's just a lot of this.
Wait, hold on.
It's 35 megabytes of this.
Whoa. Bind vertex array. Hold on.
Wait, sorry.
This is undefined behavior. Sampler 0 bound to a non-depth texture. I don't think it would even do that if it failed the OpenGL thing. Which file is this?
Oh,
Okay.
that's gamma.
No, then that's really old. Delete these files and rerun it again and make sure you're actually getting a new file, because, like, yeah,
Oh, by the way,
that must be really old.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I think like I told you that before, but I tell you the guys didn't listen. Please don't put any videos in the drive, because that literally shits my entire drive. Like, please keep the Elysian Shadows drive for the Elysian Shadows engine, because otherwise I have like problems getting the engine updates. Right.
Dude, I would bet money that how buff is he? I bet money I could take him. I work out every fucking day. Okay, light gun support for ES. Yeah, it would be really easy. Like, it would be a joke. Like, the hardest part would just be making the game work with it, but that would be on you. But the problem is, I don't think it works with modern, like, LCD monitors and screens. I think it only works with, like, CRT TVs. You know what I mean? Like, I think whatever the fuck old school, like, physical way that they're sent into light, whatever, I don't think it works the same way on... As a matter of fact, I think there's...
Showing a PM video, by the way.
I'm showing what?
Just to be sure I'm not a retard.
Oh.
Just to make sure
it's
I'm
not
not
anything private, but
what's
yeah.
the latest version of ESTK? Because I
you'll have to ask Jacob, because there should be a stable one inside of the Dropbox.
Okay, it would be... It's going to be the July 19th version. Or
wait, Jacobs Jenkins I have Dropbox, Jenkins build.
So the VMU builds right now on the fucking Raspberry Pi Arduino would be pretty easy to support. It doesn't right now, but you could easily do it yourself.
Oh, stable. Oh, I might have been running fucking wrong keys.
But no, it doesn't. Why? You want to do it for the Arduino?
No, that's the right one.
Hey Patrick, real quick, go back to the console for ESTK.
Wait, console to for the SDK? Console or the fucking folder?
No, like the actual like the Windows console window.
Dude, a bunch of people are interested in the VMU, but we keep getting bitched out for it.
Ah, this one? This window?
Yeah, July 16th build. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, this,
Yeah, that's it. That wasn't like the fucking stable.
yeah, that's the stable build.
Yeah, I would use stable right now. What I'm working on is not stable. You don't want this
And
yet.
I'm fucking opening.
But make sure you have his assets, though, his latest assets, because... And I don't know what condition his shit's in, by the way. I've been working on something else, and I'm about to merge, but it's been a minute. Okay, now give me your debug file, because something... Wait, didn't it just work?
No, that
Oh, okay.
didn't work.
Something
and
is
it's fucking
really
weird because
fucked up
we
with
used
your
to
GL
work
drivers.
pretty recently.
But you've never
Okay,
run it
that's-
with this GPU?
Engine and
Engine debug is what matters. Go to engine debug.
Yeah, okay.
I fucking hate
You want the text
OpenGL.
file, or
Sure, let's see, NVIDIA.
let me send you a text file so you don't have to read from my
4.1 detected. Okay.
Here you
Well,
go.
that's his problem. He's got an Nvidia card.
Yeah, man, I told you fucking Nvidia.
Dude, I exercise every day, because if I didn't, I would not be able to fucking handle people online.
They don't call it no video for nothing.
That is the only way that I can deal with, like, fucking people on the internet. I don't do it because I'm fucking, like, vain as fuck and want to look sexy. I do it because I would fucking kill myself if I didn't do it. Let's see. Where did you send it, Patrick? Discord?
On Discord, yeah.
Discord, engine debug. Okay, let's see. Alright, oh shit, that's not it. That is it. Alright, let's see his rest. Alright, this is the debug output of the engine. Okay. He has 4.6 OpenGL. That is way more than good enough. NVIDIA Corporation, NVIDIA. The enemy, profile flags, none, whatever. This all looks good. Like, what the fuck is happening here? OpenGL, GL. Could not open shader. None of the shaders were found. Not one of the shaders is found. What the fuck folder are you browsing?
Assets. Yeah,
Are
maybe.
you sure you fucking specify right? It looks like not one asset's actually loading. Yep, not one file is actually being loaded.
What the fuck? Oh, could it be because like it doesn't have fucking permissions to do it? Oh, wait.
I don't know.
Runs administrator. Could it be that?
Could it be what?
Yeah. Because like it's been fucking. I am just like loading assets, right? Just like literally.
The folder,
fucking
yeah.
assets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not fucking retarded.
Nice
Maybe because
content,
now
nice
you start
content.
no, I'm questioning myself. Like I'm actually asking the universe. What the?
What, did it work?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
What the?
Push play and then push 6. Push play.
I just want this. I just want this moment to sink in.
Oh yeah, that's, by the way, that's that shit that we were working on with your, you know what that is, that level you created.
Yeah, I know. Like
Push play and then push.
Shift play.
Or
Shift space.
just play on the toolbar. Push play, and then click on the screen and push 6. I think. I want to see the frame rate.
What, num 6? Or
Yeah, I think num 6. Oh, holy fuck. Okay, well that runs well. All right, now Alt M. Holy shit, that runs well. Yeah, okay, cool. Word. It's like fucking 300 FPS, almost like 250. Yeah, full fuck.
Damn.
Fucking dude, don't be too fucking NVIDIA. Never mind. Why am I impressed? Fuck you.
I just wonder what the fuck I was doing wrong. That it was like we literally did nothing different. So, oh wait, I think oh my god, dude, check this out. I think I understand what the fuck I was doing wrong. So when I was, let me try to replicate this. Because if this is actually what, oh my god, I might just need to do this.
Really, the toolkit should like do a better job at detecting like that you chose the right folder, but
Yep.
I'm fucking lazy.
Yep. So,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
done
So
that.
literally, what I was doing, I was putting in the path, but I wasn't pressing enter, and I was just pressing open. I'm a fucking retard. I don't know how to use Windows. So it's my fault.
Oh, it's cool.
I
Yeah,
am
we
ignorant.
use Git for version control for sure. We don't run Bitbucket, we run GitLab. Nice content, nice dude. I'm 29. I've been doing this for 11 years apparently. Someone's echoing like a motherfucker.
Yes, one second.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
No, this fucking table. Like, I have no idea where the fuck it's coming from. I have no idea why it's
Okay, what
not
is
the
it?
same.
Oh, is this at all involving is the engine involved at all? Is this pure your code?
Yeah, this is like pure my code.
Oh, okay. Well, wish I could help.
It's. I mean, it's supposed to be pulling. I don't even know how to explain it. It's supposed to be pulling entities from the table.
shit, that
and then
chat.
It's saying, oh, we don't have that fucking table. Here's a table from another fucking prefab. It's not even loaded right now.
Okay, that's mind fuck. That's a fucking shit show. I still need to wrap the HDR shit, Patrick, but I don't have that right now. For the tone mapping, I don't have that exposed to the UI yet. That's something that really needs to happen, though.
Hey Jacob, what was the level that you were showing me? The 3D one, what's the name of it?
Oh,
Lord Forest.
yeah. Is that... I don't know if he's committed that or not, but...
Wait, let me make sure that I actually have the latest. Fuck, let me make sure that I actually don't share the screen with the fucking repo. Stop.
I'll take focus off of you then for a sec.
Yeah. Okay. And I will just make sure I'm gonna show my beautiful face.
Shit. So yeah, my plan is that the fact I work out every day like a motherfucker will balance out with the amount of substance abuse and all-nighters I've been spending. Oh, and I take an anti-aging pill. It's like, it's seriously the most scientifically legitimate thing I've ever seen. Like, I seriously am taking this pill that changes old and ugly mice that are like turning gray, turns their fur back to brown. So between doing that and working out a shitload and eating right, I'm hoping that I will live about an average life expectancy, that it will average out. That's my hope. We'll see. So, like, my death will actually be like, in the name of science, will be like a serious scientific event. It got all quiet, but, like, I'm absolutely serious about this. It's not a joke. Okay, the pill is, look it up, it's called nicotinamide riboside. If you could only eat and finish a game pill as well? I don't get it. Just go to Discord, set up mic using audio.
Falco, there was...
Oh
How
shit, I
did
forgot.
we reload the assets in the engine again?
Control R or Command R on Mac. I don't know. Sometimes that gets broken. That's like the first thing to fucking break when I do a shitload of work.
Jesus. This time it didn't.
Okay, that's fucking lucky. Shit.
Fuck.
Final forest.
Okay. Still injecting.
I don't know, man. Armin, you're a dick, but like, I still think Rat's Tail's like better than you are as far as being a dick. Like, he's like dick extraordinaire.
What?
Yeah, if you didn't pre-order Elysian Shadows, you can still get ESTK. Yeah, it's not just for ES. You will definitely still be able to get it.
Sorry.
Dude, we could not just stop adding features and get down to scripting and art and be done. We still really desperately need a level designer. That's not really how that works.
Yeah.
That's definitely not at all how that works. Like, everyone seems to have this like idea that the code is the holdup on this game, and I say every fucking time that's not the case. It's always level design. But everyone thinks, oh, the code looks complicated. I couldn't do the code, therefore it's the code. But that's not really true. It's level design.
Pretty much done the actual emulator. I mean, from what I see, it's
The engine?
the emulator.
Oh, EVMU? Yeah, it's pretty much done. Yeah. No, it's the emulator is like 99% done. Yeah. Like every so often I get a bug response. Yeah, no, it's done. These people are retarded. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I mean, we showed it off earlier on stream.
People just think like, oh, something complicated, that must be what it is. And they also fundamentally don't understand abstraction and what it buys you. Like the funniest thing, it used to always be, since they're supporting the Dreamcast, that's why it's late. It's been funny to watch like why the people think the reason, not why it was late, but this is why it takes so long, is because we're supporting Dreamcast. Like, oh, if they didn't support the Dreamcast, I haven't written a line of Dreamcast code in like 3 or 4 years specifically for the Dreamcast. I'm obviously going to have to in the future, but once you invest in things like this, as you're seeing right now, the VMU, I don't work on it right now. Other people are doing it. When you invest in this kind of infrastructure, which is what smart people do, you pay the upfront cost, then it like pays back like exponentially more. And people on the internet don't understand that, which, yeah. It's fun listening to their theories, though. It's funny. This is just feature after feature after feature. Seems Falco just gets off by the number of features. Want gameplay? Lol, fuck off, troll. That is literally why I'm working on gameplay right now, you fucking idiot. Like, does this look like feature after feature after feature? Like, what does it look like this is? Get status effect? Does it, like...
Yeah, I think because like the guy is literally like what we're talking about is what we're working on, and this is...
This guy just... you don't have a fucking clue, Armandoa. Like, I'm sorry, like, you literally don't have a fucking idea what you're talking about. You're free to continue talking, but like, yeah, I'm gonna make it known that you're like completely full of shit. Yeah, and like people who join, like, oh, I joined the stream 10 seconds ago, they're talking about a VMU, therefore, they're only working on the VMU.
Jesus.
Get a fucking hobby, Armandoa. Jesus Christ. Get a girlfriend. It's Saturday night. I know shit. Sure, all I can base opinions is your YouTube channel. Huh, let me think. Or you can base opinions on what you're seeing right the fuck now, literally. And based on my YouTube channel, I still think you're drawing, like, really dumb conclusions. I mean, you're literally saying something that right this moment, if you looked at the fucking screen, you could see is not true. I know shit, sure, all... Oh, never mind, it's him. Thanks, Linux user 071. Why can't you be more like him, Armandoa? I think you should add human breeding as a skill and then ban Armandoa from doing it.
Ashes, it's the fucking goddamn time. Gotta be nothing. In the fuck.
What? What the fuck is going on there?
Talk about me.
Finally doing gameplay. Yay, sure took a while, I reckon. I've been writing this script like almost all night. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alco, what keyboard keys does the CMU one?
Patrick, are you coming? I just use
I'm just because I'm really fucking annoyed with myself because like so basically okay so here is why I was making really fucking weirdly sexual noises for the past half an hour. I was looking through the oh shit, I'm not fucking screaming. Okay,
oh,
so
I got you.
You saw me fucking facepalming really hard, and here is what I was looking at. So essentially, I'm thinking of like the best way to normal map the fucking cliffs. Let me fucking get on this bitch, yeah. Because ideally that's not the way I wanted to like handle them exactly. For the tiling. So I'm thinking, is there is a way for me to, if I like, because like I can just fucking go, fuck it, I'm gonna go over it. Lauren Forest is the only forest that we have right now, right? Is that the only area, or is there some other area?
Oh, we have way the fuck more than that. Don't show too much in just don't open too much right now so that they don't fucking like see.
Yeah, sure. Just like
just open the level, Lauren Forest on the left pane, and there's a bunch more areas. You're just in one area. Are you in the release folder? Oh no, all those above. Never mind. Those are all areas under Floyd Forest.
No. Yeah, I know.
So you can click on any of those.
Yeah, because essentially I will have to go over them and replace the cliffs.
So yeah, click on like main path 1 to ruins entrance, and you can see.
Yeah, I know.
So that's basically for the first biome.
So yeah, so basically I'm like now struggling. Either I'm like, should I fucking remake all of that, or should I?
What would you need to remake? Dude, someone's echoing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, someone's
Jacob, I'm pretty sure it's Jacob.
Oh god.
Pretty sure it's you. Okay, so what exactly is the problem, and what?
Because there is a better way. There is like a better way to normal map all of that. Because like right now, so let me show you. Because essentially it would be. I'm gonna build it here as an example.
Stuff that needs commentary. Love you, man. Good for you. Good for you, man.
So basically, you would have like a cliff like that, and then on top of that. But I now see my ties are fucked up. No, that will work.
By the way, if you ever need promotion or you're making your own game or something, hit me up. I mean, certain people who are fucking dickwads, probably not them, but yeah, dude, like, I love hearing stories like that. If you ever need help or anything like that, man, after supporting me, I got your back.
Okay, so basically, Jacob, what were the buttons to align things paste-wise?
I think it's the you're talking about like making it
Yeah,
pop
there you
up.
go. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
equals.
Guys, I haven't been fucking building levels in ages. I'm so sorry.
It's
I
alright.
sound like a noob and asshole. I've been doing pixel art for the fucking past
Yeah,
year.
it's fine, it's fine.
Okay, what's the fucking change view button to see like the perspective view?
P, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that whenever you hit equal, it literally just flips them up on their face on that current level.
Wait,
So-
say that again?
Whenever you hit equals,
It starts at elevation 0.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do?
I think I'm just trying to show you example of elevated cliffs and then.
Do you need it
dropping
not
some-
on elevation 0, or I'm confused? You can just push equals and then push up and down still to take it higher or
Yeah,
lower.
so basically equals, but there was like we had like a perspective view for debug, right? Which was to see. To
P.
See in perspective. P. Do I need to have the fucking?
Yes,
engine?
you do, because it's engine based. Push P.
Oh yeah. Okay, now it works. Okay, sweet. Okay, that's all I wanted from life.
Oh god.
Well.
So the character editor is basically like so you can modify basically. Oh, you're talking about in the game? No, there's not. So anyway, what I was gonna say is you can't customize in terms of the actual characters. There's a shit ton of customization as far as the existing characters. Like, when you equip like a weapon or something, like it shows up on them. When you change jobs, obviously their clothes change. You know, and you can take their skills like in whatever direction you want. So there's a lot of customization in that fact. But the characters themselves, no, you can't customize their appearance. That would add another 5 years to development time.
Yeah, that would be hell. Please don't. Plus. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, the fucking proficiency shit I forgot about.
Yeah, so basically, Jacob, can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
So basically, that's sort of like the way I was thinking about doing the cliffs, and then basically we can have a lot of the issues with cliffs being like sides of the cliffs being hard to see are basically handled by in-game shadows. Then because this
Right,
is
yeah,
casting,
that would be.
Yeah, so essentially, yeah, but he built it differently because, as I said, like I haven't, because we have some, like it's a fuck up on my part. It's a big fuck up on my part. So basically, now I'm thinking of a way to either I can do it in normal map, or is it like just I have to fucking redo everything. That's a big decision I have now to make because I don't have enough time.
Gotcha. Dude, if you guys find a fucking... I would hold a competition for finding a level designer. Think of a good reward that we can give or something. What if our game's controversial? I think it's already controversial. Someone's echoing.
Me again, probably.
It's cool, we're just saying. So when you get proficiency for like doing attacks and shit, it will just be player combat behavior, get proficiency. And you've seen the slot, right? For like equipment, there's a list of slots, Jacob. That's like an enumerated type. You just pass it a slot.
Yeah.
So, requirements for level designer. It's pretty open-ended, right? Like, as long as you think they're badass and that they can do this kind of art, you know?
Yeah.
Basically, they just have to be able to work with us, not be fucking dickwads. Be able to match this this style, you know, and be good in like 2D game maker experience would be great, but then they also need to be able to and be willing to learn like the kind of like extra 3-dimensional shit that we have going on. So it's pretty open in terms of like the requirements, you know, we're pretty flexible as long as they show that, you know, they know what the fuck they're doing. They have the skill.
Yo, Falco.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share one last thing, then I'm out for the night.
Okay, sweet. Where you at?
5 a.m. I'm sharing already.
Oh shit, where the fuck did that just go? Okay, cool. Oh, I'll give you the FTP access tonight or tomorrow too.
Cool. Let me know when you're.
Yep,
sharing.
I see it.
Cool. So, boom.
Damn, dude, that looks good as fuck. Oh, really? Push A? Yep, yeah. Holy fuck. Well, that is the full goddamn VMU emulator in the web browser. Holy shit, dude. That was pretty fucking... Alright, so you went through it, man. What do you think? Nice.
Now we just need to support the GL, create a GL renderer for it and import that to the web.
Right.
That's gonna be fun.
And then, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can play back.
So, yeah, we also need to work on the website itself for EVMU, but, like, I can't wait till you have, like, the file manager beside it, you know, and, like, user files. Like, oh my god, I can't wait for that. No one's ever done anything like that.
It's all new as well. But right now, I'm pretty happy with the progress. Just come along a decent way, considering it's like, what, 2 nights worth, maybe 3.
Oh, yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, most of my time is just spent fucking getting shit to compile.
Yep, exactly, yep. Yeah, oh, make sure that this shit's committed and I'll merge it, and I'll give you access to commit without fucking... Do you even have to merge it? Like, do you not have permission to just commit?
This I probably do, but...
Okay, yeah, I understand. And then we can get the build automation set up too. And we can do that for the PSP also. The automated builds.
Sick.
Okay, I've made a decision.
If you win, can you be my friend? If you're in this chat and you're not a fucking dick, I assumed you were my friend.
We're all friends.
If I wasn't busy...
Oh, did the troll just leave? Oh, see a troll. Oh, wait, the troll's still here? What the fuck? Wait, what do you mean no auto-tiling? What does that mean? Like, region fill tiles? Wait, what do you mean? Like, I'm pretty sure that what you're saying is not reality, once again. What do you mean? If you hold fucking shift and place a tile, it will fill it, the region. You think we're, like, placing tiles one by one? Anyway, you said you weren't trolling anymore. I will get off your dick, because that might not have been trolling. But anyway, so yeah, if you hold shift, it will basically region fill. And you can hold shift while you're selecting to do a staggered selection to select like weird shapes and shit like that. So you can like select a tree and then like tile that tree out and shit. It's pretty cool. If you win, I mean, okay, so if you win and get this level going, yeah, you can definitely like we'll fucking like hook you up. Like I don't know, let you in private development chat and let you like in the inner shit or something. I guess we'll find some way to honor your ass. All Falco's friends quit project, you can't be friend. I guess so, probably not.
If I didn't have, like, a bunch of stuff that I was trying to work on and deal with, then I would definitely, like, apply for that.
Sweet.
Like, it sounds really...
And
it would be really fun to help y'all with it.
And it's open-ended, you know, if you're a level designer guy who also can do art or scripting, like, knock yourself the fuck out, you know, like, they can take it as far or not, like, at very least, they need to be able to do levels. If that's all they do, that's fine. If they want to do more, like, help with, like, the bigger picture, that's fucking fine, too, you know? We're pretty open-ended like that. We want people to do enough that, you know, they can help make it their own and be motivated, you know, if you know, if you're doing something and like you get influence on like storyline or something like that. You're more emotionally invested in the project. So the idea about distributing the toolkit and having like some level design contests is a very good one. But dude, like, I had like once I distribute this toolkit, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna get like so many fucking like bug requests for shit that I can't work on right now. Like, I'm just worried as soon as I give out the engine toolkit, which could be given out, that my job will be full time just supporting that shit. So I'm still trying to think about like that. Because, like, part of me wants to give it to, like, the backers, because obviously we owe you, but part of me thinks it's a fucking mistake. So I'm just still trying to decide.
Does the VMU BIOS actually display anything?
Yes. Yeah, the VMU BIOS is actually, it's pretty cool. It's got, like, a bunch of shit going on.
Alright.
And then it makes everything else more accurate, because some of the shit I'm emulating, I don't know the exact clock cycle counts, and how I'm emulating it. So the BIOS is like the most accurate way to emulate the game.
With any emulator.
When tiles border with other tiles, you need to have a transitional type. You can have the program decide automatically which edge tile the transition needs if you set up things correctly. Yeah, I've seen something like that. I'm not sure if that would match our workflow because of do you know how exactly they are
auto-tiling
creating that?
Or, like, at least in my experience, it's sometimes called smart tiling. Basically,
right.
It's just you have your tile set and you define a set of rules for which tile types are supposed to connect to other tiles, and then for each tile, it basically the program automatically goes over each tile and sees, okay, what tiles are surrounding me.
So you're saying you do have to make the edge tiles yourself, but just when you place that tile type, it knows to replace. We could, dude. Like, you could do that in fucking. You could do that in Lua right now. Like, that doesn't even have to be in the toolkit. Like, you could do that right now in Lua. That'd be easy as shit to do. The problem, I don't want to like build that in right now because like. I don't know, I haven't looked into like what the best way is to abstractly represent the way that one tile sheet works. Like maybe the number of transition tiles are different for like different tile sheets, different areas. Like that kind of shit is like, it's not very flexible. So like that kind of shit's better off. Like you can extend all of this shit.
Very game specific.
Yeah, it's very game specific, and I didn't want to do that right now, but you can absolutely do that in Lua and extend the toolkit with that. Like you could do that right now. That's something that would make more sense to have as like an add-on in Lua.
So Falco, tell us about all the scripting stuff you're writing right now.
Okay, so we have for the combat behaviors, we have like a bunch of different attachable behaviors. Oh, where the fuck did my desktop go? A shitload of different attachable behaviors that go on to like enemy prefabs and shit like that. And when we first started making the combat engine, we didn't really have the concept of like what all data we needed to represent, what all data would be like shared between multiple combatants of different types, where that data should live, and we just kind of like developed organically, which is, that's what Lua lets you do. And then you find out like, okay, we're headed in this direction and stuff. So now that we know that, I'm trying to go back and put this abstraction in place, so that there's a common interface for all the different combatants for doing basic shit. Like, they all have, like, levels. They all have, like, a move set. They all have abilities, spells. They all have status, They all have level because we want to be able to, like, in an area, like, okay, we want a level 3 fuckwad here, level 4 fuckwad here, And then it uses the same kind of level up logic as the player, to say, okay, well, at this level, these stats... These innate stats get multiplied, in this way, which is like the complicated as fuck formula I had on Adventures in Game Development. And so you can have, wider variety. You can have, like, when you enter a level, like, maybe there's little bitches when you enter it, and then towards the end of the level, maybe they're 1 or 2 levels higher. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was the plan. Actually send messages. C++ is way more capable, but it's also way, way, way the fuck harder. If you don't know either, I am like the biggest fan ever of C++, but I have to say you should probably start with C# or you will want to cut your own dick off.
I'll start with JavaScript.
You want to start either with. No, the sound guy's here. He's on vacation to Japan right now. No, Jeremy's here. He's doing well. He's been like on top of his shit. You know, he commits his videos or his audio. You know, he can play some too. But his wife is Japanese and he goes to Japan every so often. So yeah, he let us know he has to be in Japan. So yeah, he's not here. You can play some, or I can fucking play some shit.
Alright,
Let's see some of his new. Alright, see you, man.
See ya.
Find
Peace
some
out.
shit. Actually, I have to piss so fucking bad. See ya.
Also, yeah, I figured out how to handle normal maps. It's not as bad as I thought. Like, I was panicking. It's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was.
How did you learn to do normal maps by hand for the pixel art you have? Because like that still seems like something like that I can't really grasp in my head.
It's basically I'm not really sure. I don't remember. It was because I remember I was doing 3D modeling, and I was doing some like baking normal maps from high poly to low poly, and yeah, oh yeah, now I remember. So there was like someone was I was remember like I saw a video about a guy talking about touching up baking errors. So sometimes like maybe nowadays it's not an issue, but like back in the day you would have like baking errors when you would be baking from high poly to low poly, and then it was basically hey, and you can just sort of like paint it in Photoshop. So it's basically like the like 3D modelers back in the day were just basically they are sort of touching up on them, and I was like, I wonder if I can sort of do it from scratch. And there is a very simple trick to it. You basically have like a reference and you drag and drop colors from the reference. It's funny thing is because I was like bitching about myself for the past probably an hour about like how the fuck do I want to handle, and I was thinking about all different scenarios, and like I can just basically do all of that in like 2 hours. It's like, why am I panicking so much?
Dude, you can't, like, 90% of people with the... First of all, the latency for doing that would be a lot. It would run like shit. Like, the Dreamcast, most people can't even get online with it. It doesn't make sense that, like, they'd have to buy this thing that they most likely could not get a hold of, the broadband adapter to get online to stream this game that will most likely, like, be unresponsive and not work very well. Not to mention, like... That's gonna be like so much latency for playing like multiplayer and stuff. Like that's like not a very viable solution for making a game. Oh yeah, and then online only, that would piss every fucking person ever off because like, you know, everyone who's buying this game does not want to play an online only fucking game, you know what I mean? This is definitely not that kind of game. Oh shit. What the dude's saying about most every game being written in C++ is actually true. Most every game is written in C, like modern, like that is kind of a testament of like, one, what the language is capable of, two, like how many resources are out there, like three, like what the industry standard is, like that is kind of a testament of, of what C++ is capable of. I'm probably gonna have to stop in like 20 minutes before my wife's gonna fucking kill me and she's not gonna let me sleep tomorrow. Is there an approximate date for release? No, not yet, because we still need a level designer. Like, there's so much shit up in the air. That's one of the reasons, like, I'm trying to stream a shitload more often, is so that you can see where we are, help us. Like, you see, like, we definitely need a level designer right now. Like, absolutely. Help us, like, I don't want to make a date and then everyone fucking hate us again when we're trying to build, like, a better relationship with you, because we can't fucking hit it, we're trying to be real, show you, like, this is how it's going, this is, like, what's going on, this is where we're blocked, so I'd rather do it like that. Dude, did anyone buy the new Super Smash Brothers? I bought it, but like,
Me?
do you have to fucking play Nintendo for the online shit to play with other people? Do you have to have an account? Pay?
Online, yes.
That is fucking ridiculous, dude. Oh my god.
It is.
I can't believe that. Like, holy shit. I was gonna say, like, we could, random people in the stream, we could play like Smash Brothers or something, because I bought it too. But never fucking mind, because I'm not paying for the fucking monthly. How much is it?
20 a year.
Oh my god, it's not bad, but holy shit.
I know it's not bad, but it's another monthly payment.
Thanks, Jason. I really, really appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Any formal form being used to search? Right now it's just like we could work on a form sometime, but like I would just do direct message right now because we're busy with other stuff. But like show them our YouTube channel, show them like who we are, like show them like our Facebook shit, like show them what the game is about, and like, like we want someone who's been inspired by some of these games too, who like believes in the vision. You know what I mean? Oh shit. I don't know, dude. A bunch of these like young folks haven't played Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy and shit like that. Bunch of those people haven't. Fuck. Maybe I should have a base die function in here. So everyone is going to die in this new system, but death is going to be different for a player than other people, but it still has some shared logic, so I'll implement it in the parent, and then in the generic one, so everyone has the death logic at least, but then the player one can override it, but then call into it also to call the shit that it needs. So, let's see. Your professor sounds like a badass. Dude, I still never beat Secret of Mana 2. I got a hacked translation card that supports 3-player and it's in English, and I never got around to fucking playing it. Which is a crime, I know. Ooh. Oh yeah, A Link to the Past and all that shit. Yeah, we definitely like A Link to the Past. Definitely, it's still inspired a bunch of aspects, even if it's not quite like the same kind of RPG stuff as what we're doing. Not FF5 was not the one with the stupid clown guy. It was FF6 with Kefka. How is your old friend that took the computers, ran away, and never came back? Oh, has Tyler tried to make amends? Oh fuck no! I never heard from that guy ever again. Need to have playtesters when you get a level designer. Yeah, but that probably we don't need that for a while though. So when we get the level designer. We'll need that after, like, okay, so what's going to happen is when we get the level designer, he's going to lead, well, okay, it will art first, he follows up with levels, right? He'll take the art, make the level shit, and then behind him will be us with scripting, so it's not until after, like, it's like a pipeline, and after the scripting kind of shit people can test. We'll need it to be tested. Any last questions? I'm gonna cut this bitch off at midnight, so we have 13 minutes. If anyone has any questions or anything like that. Anyway, thanks for coming. We're gonna try to start doing this weekly. If you guys still enjoyed it, like if it was still cool. I had a few hiccups. Okay, now I know how to set this bitch up right, so it should not take this long for me to set it up and get it running, and it won't have to reboot the stream 20 times in the future.
Yeah.
What porn do I recommend? Oh, some that your wife will watch with you or your girlfriend and not fucking... I definitely am not into the scat. I've never seen that scat porn in my entire fucking life, and I do not plan on starting now. Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just taking... Like, for all I know, it's fake, and that really doesn't exist. I just take people's words for it that people actually watch that, and that's actually a fucking thing. For all I know, it's not.
I like to pretend it's not.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I genuinely like to think it's not a thing that exists. And then I get reminded that it exists, and I get really sad.
I heard Baltimore had the highest crime rates. I'm in Boston, not Baltimore. Well, right outside of Boston. Do you need help designing websites? I think we might have that covered now with Psych Boy. I think we're good. Ever played Wizardry Heart of the Maelstrom? No, I do not. Or I have not. What the fuck is that?
Well, I guess the next step is to figure out how to...
Oh, Super Nintendo game. Oh no,
GU.
that's weird that I've never... Is that the GPU on that bitch?
Yeah.
Good luck there. I remember having some shit, but it was hard as fuck. Yeah, Baltimore, Boston, same shit. This place, like you're talking about high crime rates, don't worry, this place is still shit too. What comes after ES? I die of old age. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't plan that fucking far ahead. DLC for ES. Fucking keep going with ES. ES2. No, I'll retire. Yeah, I'll sleep like for 3 months straight and then quit game development and go back and get a PhD. What's the file size of the entire game minus the toolkit right now? I don't know. That's a good question. Yes, dev assets. What the fuck? I don't even see the size. Oh, 298.4 megabytes. Right now. Oh wait, but it's smaller than that because that has all... Okay, so that has a bunch of shit that Patrick has, like, Photoshop files.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't have... Yeah, that's actually smaller than that.
You have to get rid of
The Photoshop files. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, just the entire folder artist file backup.
That's fine. Anyway, it's pretty small. Right now. It will be smaller than that. Well, I don't know that it will be smaller than that. It will probably be bigger than that. But right now, all the shit we have right now is actually smaller than that, is what I'm trying to say. My real goal was about the size of a CD, like 750 megs or whatever, because that's about what the Dreamcast has. That was kind of what I was planning on shit being. It's like right around there. And like we're well on our way to like being fine with that. So that's not really a problem. Damn, you could fit a commentary mode of... Oh, if the GD-ROM has spare space? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Fuck yeah, we're including Easter eggs in the game. Oh my fucking... Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You couldn't stop me from putting a fuckload of Easter eggs in this goddamn game. Like, ever since I was a kid, I just wanted to make fucking Easter eggs in the game. I made, like, a whole fucking engine to power my Easter eggs. Currently, what is every system that everything supports? So, let's see. Dreamcast, Linux, Mac, Windows, Ouya, Razer TV, iPhone, iPad. The Android build is supported, but it's a little out of date right now. And then the new things coming up, which are eVMU, but ES will definitely be able to run on them eventually. Like, at this rate, you know, I'm not sure if we'll release it on them or whatever, but... WebAssembly, and then now PSP, which PSP might be able to handle it fine, and then we would release it on PSP.
I think it could.
And then, like I said, in the future, like, of course, I went through all this effort to make a hardware abstraction. Of course, I would love to come out, fucking love to come out on, like, PS4, Switch, and all that, but the point is we're not going to even fucking focus on that right now until we get the main game out, make a little bit more revenue to fund, you know, coming out on the big platforms.
I'm back.
How does Z-coordinate placement work? In 2D, there are layers, so yes, it snaps at different 32 by 32 by 32s. So that's why we have X, Y, and then the elevation. That's what elevation is. Elevation 1 is basically at 0, elevation 2 is at 32, elevation 3 is at 48. So yes, you can imagine it like that. Oh yeah, we definitely support the Xbox controller. We support every fucking controller ever. Oh, that's another thing. When you test Elysian VMU, if controllers don't work or there's something wrong, like someone found out Steam controller wasn't working right, we fixed it. That is the exact same input code as the engine and toolkit. So let me know, because you're actually flexing a bunch of the fucking Elysian Shadows if you do something like that. So if you find some kind of weird issue like that with eVMU, that's important to let me know. Alright, 6 minutes. How easy is it to pick up ESTK for someone with no experience? I think it's pretty easy. Like, to make levels and shit is really fucking easy. I mean, it's easy to do. It's not as easy to make a good level, you know, because that's like a fucking talent. But you know what I mean? To like throw some shit together and call it a level, it's pretty easy. Scripting is, in my opinion, really easy, but of course that's not quite as easy as just making a level. You have to know a little bit of programming. But in my experience and opinion, Lua is one of the best languages to learn ever. It's one of the easier ones. So overall, yeah, I think it's pretty easy to get started with. Yeah. Is there custom mapping for GPIO devices for custom controllers? Whoa. No, but that would be fucking cool. That's fucking cool. Making games in Mirage Source. I'm not sure what the fuck that is. I wonder if when we get closer to release, if I can make a bunch of like front end scripts that can like button map to some, like, depending on, oh, I'm used to Unity, I'm used to Game Maker, you know, just like button map to like different, like have a profile for each. I hadn't heard of that. Alright, 5 minutes till detonation. Let me show what Patrick's doing, because he's doing pretty shit.
just going really fucking fast as normal.
Do you use that fucking hemisphere thing as like a baseline for some shit?
Yep.
It's like a swatch. Oh, that's cool as fuck.
That's the entire fucking secret. This is the normal sphere, so I know exactly what color to use for what orientation, and I just basically copy paste. It's a paint by
That's
numbers.
cool as fuck.
It's really not something. It's genuinely not anything hard. I mean, like the difficulty comes from when you have basically like texture like that, and like, okay, what the fuck that's supposed to be, right?
Right. That makes sense.
Like if you understand that, then it's actually pretty easy to go through it.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Pocket Station support. Oh my god. You know, I looked into the SDK the other day. Maybe one day when ES is out, I can fucking add support for Pocket Station to play the VMU shit, but not right now. There is actually a Pocket Station SDK though. That's the thing.
Oh.
Game Maker. Patrick, question for you.
Would I prefer going to school to learn all the? I think if I would learn all of that in school, I mean, first thing, you can't really learn all of that in school. At least not back when I've learned all of that, because like when we started with Spine version like 0 point something initially. It was like at the very start of skeletal animation for 2D art. It was like just like the very first idea of using that. Before that you had like puppets in Flash and stuff like that, and it was like there was not the entire paradigm. And
Hey, Jacob, can you mute your mic real quick?
Yeah.
Talk? Let me
Yeah,
see if
so
that was it.
basically
Yep, that was it.
it's,
That's fine then.
So yeah, but basically, like it's a weird thing where I've learned a bunch of really weird niche stuff to get good at Elysian Shadows. I don't know if I could learn at school, and if school would teach that, then I would basically hate it, because school has a way to make you hate literally everything.
That's true.
Right.
Oh, yeah, is there a way to use a physical VMU for systems that are not a Dreamcast or vice versa? Yeah, I'm talking right now. I'm talking right now to the guy who did this, which is like, oh fuck. This thing, which is a controller converter that supports like Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Dreamcast, GameCube controllers for PC. I'm trying to get him or someone to make just a simple converter for Dreamcast controller to USB, and then from there, EVMU can support whatever, just off of USB, because that would be really convenient to, like, if you're playing a game on Dreamcast and you just want to play it in the emulator, or you're playing ES and you want to like transfer your file between platforms and shit, or back it up in the cloud or something. Thanks so much, Dick. Dick C. Normus. I gotta remember people like you exist, man. When I get depressed and shit, like I forget. Like all I see are like fucking asshole comments, and I'm like, dude, why am I on the internet? Have you considered getting a toolkit to try to run on Raspberry Pi? That would be really easy. I don't know that it would run well. I've had it compiling for Raspberry Pi before. The problem is some of the shaders are pretty advanced for its OpenGL ES2. So they would have to be worked with. It would be more like running on the Ouya, which has some issues. EVMU runs on the Raspberry Pi, so the foundation is there, but I haven't really looked into it more. But yeah, you could make like a custom-built handheld, and LibGyro definitely builds on it and shit like that. I just don't know, because, okay, to run the toolkit, you actually have to be better than running the engine because the toolkit is the engine plus a bunch of shit. And the toolkit lets you're zooming in and out on these scenes that are rendering so much more than they would ever have to render in game. You know what I mean? Like imagine you're playing the game. You know, the camera's not going to zoom out. It'll zoom out in them, but it won't go that far. But if you're editing it and you zoom all the way out on the map, like you're literally rendering every single fucking polygon. Everything is on screen. You know, so the resource requirements for actually running the toolkit well are going to be considerably higher than just running the game, you know. All right, it's after midnight. Anyone else real quick before I pop off? Okay, is 4 p.m. a good time for next week? I fucked up this time, my bad. I slept too late. So 4 p.m. Because I want to do a good time for the Euro people and the American people. Is ESTK specifically optimized for this genre of game? Yes, it okay. Optimized in terms of it's not really optimized just for this kind of game, but it has built-in features to facilitate this kind of game. So, is it easy to make a game? Yeah, so you can make any type of game, you know, but like you wouldn't get like for making a game like ours, you know, you get like the combat and like the dialogue system and like a bunch of shit. Like you could just as easily do it, but it would be more like Unity where you have to do shit like that yourself. You know, it wouldn't be any harder than Unity because we offer at least as much as they do. It's just you would have a little bit more work to do because you would get a little bit less from us for other genres. It's 6 a.m. there? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is long asleep. She's going to be pissed. Alright, guys. Yeah, don't forget the Discord chat. Let me put the link up real quick for those of you who forgot. Right here. If you want to hang out, like, I'm always in there. We're always fucking working on some shit. Hopefully we'll be back next week if I don't kill myself after the stream. I'm just kidding.
Wow, I just broke the entire emulator.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, alright, guys. Have a good one.
Alright.
Thanks for coming.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go too. So.